Mm-mm-mm-mm. Hey, what's up, man? David, how are you doing? Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the Apostate Prophet. I hope everybody is having a fantastic day, especially David with his gigantic chair there, which he apparently just got. Looks like he's getting really, really comfortable here.
I got a big boy chair.
Big boy chair.
Now I got my big boy pants, my big boy chair, feeling like a big boy. Look at this. Already had the big boy cup. What?
Nice, nice. Must be nice. Hey,
I'm
David.
sending out this. I'm trying to send out this link, but it's hard to word. We're discussing the leaked body cam of Nick Fuentes being threatened with raping. It's like, how do I put this and not get in trouble even in the message?
Well, the thing is, I don't know if you've heard about this, but when I was planning this live stream here, I had no idea about what was going to happen. In the meantime, as I was planning this live stream, I suddenly saw news about Nick Fuentes. Have you heard what happened today?
Something happened today?
Yeah.
No, I just woke up at like 7. I don't see anything trending.
Well, so apparently, I was rubbing in the whole joke of Nick Fuentes and his reaction to the police officer on camera, and just making fun of it. Since I posted about it yesterday and it started going viral, and I just took the piss out of it. And then, as I was doing that, some people said, "It's not right to do this right now. Haven't you heard what just happened?" Like, what just happened? And apparently, this is not funny. Apparently, somebody showed up on Nick Fuentes' doorstep with like heavily armed, and the guy had just gone around and targeted and shot other people or something like that, and went into a house and apparently shot a dog and killed 2 people or something.
Oh, really?
And
this all serious?
No, seriously, there is no footage of this guy going to Nick Fuentes' house.
I thought, look, when you were saying this, all I remember is everyone saying that he was saying in the video, "They're threatening to grape me. They're threatening to grape me." And I was like, I thought you were going to be like, yes, and tragically, some guy showed up and sexually assaulted Nick Fuentes. I was going to be like, man, why do not have this show right now? Cancel this show.
No. I wouldn't joke about that. But apparently, somebody did indeed. So there is a police report. There is a news report that somebody actually turned up at his doorstep and allegedly tried to harm him. That is what is being argued here. In fact, I can just directly go to his update here that he posted on his own Twitter account just to look at it. Let's see. And the funny thing is, look, I am not ever for harassing people, going there, threatening them, actually trying to hurt or kill them. However, since this happened earlier today, there are these Groper fans of his are now, "You're horrible, this just shows that you Jews are all filthy." Yeah, like really, you seriously needed an excuse for that, right?
Oh, you see, we weren't sure about the Jews, but now we know they're bad.
No, we know they're bad because you made fun of Nick Fuentes and somebody tried to kill him.
We were undecided before.
Yeah. And look, I am not at all for going to people's homes and harassing them, shooting them, trying to shoot them, trying to kill them, and so on. However, here is the thing. Why in hell would I feel bad about this guy? No, why in the world would I feel bad about Nick Fuentes? And why in the world would it be like, oh, this is a sensitive topic right now. He has been attacked. He has been harassed. So what? I don't care. Why would I feel bad about this? Why would I feel bad about the very guy who is very well known for leading a community that is very, very well known, very notorious for harassing people, doxing people, threatening people, making fun of people getting beat up, making fun of people dying, making rape threats, joking about mass killings, promising and joking about persecutions, denying the Holocaust, mocking or denying the killings of millions of people, and so on. Why in the world would I care? I don't care.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. It's you can not like the fact that Nick was doxxed because we kind of need it as like a baseline rule that you don't dox people. And so it sucks that he's doxed because doxing is bad, even for people like Nick Fuentes. With that said,
Look at this.
dude's
Look.
a scumbag. It's like if someone is this horrible, evil, abusive person, and hey, it's a rule that you don't go around punching people in the face. But if a horrible, evil, abusive person gets punched in the face, it's not like, oh, I feel terrible about this. It's okay. I agree with the rule. Don't go around punching people in the face, but I'm not exactly going to feel bad that this guy got punched in the face here. So anyway, it's one of these things where, yeah, doxing bad. Don't dox people. Don't dox even Nick Fuentes. But yeah, it's not like we have to stop talking about it because we're in this state of mourning.
Yeah, I don't have anything against any of it, but yeah, whatever. So here is apparently here is footage from his doorstep.
Bang! Is that a crossbow?
Yeah.
This person has a crossbow. A freaking crossbow and a pistol? That's got to be like a airsoft pistol or something. And he's just
Now
he's just ringing the doorbell.
yeah. Here's the thing. Now, of course, somebody like Nick Fuentes would have security. Apparently, he said he pays $13,000 per week on security, which is
I don't believe that.
which
If he's balling like that, he could move to a gated community in the middle of nowhere and be out in the woods or something.
Look, if anybody would like to contribute to defray the cost, $13,000 a week of private security in rebuilding my studio. Here's a
Private security
donation.
and rebuilding my studio. Dude, you need to move, Nick. You need to move, seriously.
$13,000 a week for rebuilding the studio. I mean, private security and rebuilding the studio.
Nick
Why would it?
Fuentes,
Why would
you
it be
need
per
to
week?
move. If you have that kind of money to spend that much money on private security and so on, move to a location. They already know this location. Move somewhere else where your name is, and have it so that your name is not listed anywhere. That's just trying to help you. But apart from that, you're an evil scumbag.
If I had $13,000 to spend per week on just security,
I'd be living in the Beverly Hillbillies mansion.
Yeah, this just makes me think. Okay, this guy doesn't have that big of exposure. He doesn't have a well-funded channel. He has his gropers who are just who are a bunch of losers. How is this guy making so much money that he can spend $13,000 a week?
Big money and
$13,000
hating
a
Jews,
week.
man. Big money and hating Jews. People think it's there's big money and standing up for Jews. No, there's big money in there's really, really big money in sitting around whining about Jews all day.
It seems like he's getting heavy paychecks from different places that are behind all of this. I am not getting anything from anyone that is paying me heavy amounts to spread their message. So it's kind of ironic to me when people come here and go, you're doing this because the Jews, the Zionists, Israel, they're paying you. They want you to do this. They want you to push their message. This is what you're doing. Dude, I wish I had that much money from.
Seriously. No, guys, we're not joking here. We're looking at this go, oh my goodness, this is crazy. But this is what's funny. Yeah, what you just said it, right?
I don't even
think Nick Fuentes fans, his fans are the people. If they could post something that's a complete lie about Jews. Did you know that Jews eat baby crackers made of real babies? And we would say, no, that's not true. Stop saying that. And they would go, oh my goodness, how much are the Jews paying you to deny the truth? And it's look at your hero, look at your king, the king of the gropers. Ball it. I don't have private security.
Boink that I'm late. We'll start from the beginning. Okay, well let's start from the beginning.
Sorry. Here's my security.
Oh, my security I can't show on live stream, unfortunately.
Yeah, you'd get a. Do they child protect it, or would they just take your post down?
they would take it down. I think it's reason to ban the
Yeah, I
channel.
showed my guns. AP has different guns.
Alhamdulillah. I think you can show it on videos, but not on live stream.
You're showing this guy right now.
Yeah. Well, it's not me, so Alhamdulillah.
Who shows up with a crossbow though?
I know, it's so weird. Here's the thing. Let's for a moment here assume the groper logic, right? When gropers see something going around, keep in mind Nick Fuentes was one of those people who, when a report came out that that the U.S. has identified 3 people and is now after them for assassination attempts at Donald Trump, to a Persian or an Iranian American person, and 2 Jewish people. Nick Fuentes was one of those people who came out and completely twisted the story and said that the people who tried to assassinate Donald Trump turned out to be Jews, which was completely false, completely untrue. He twisted the headline in line with his story and spread this lie. Because of him and others like him, lots of people out there still think that that it turned out that Jewish individuals tried to assassinate Donald Trump. Completely wrong. Completely wrong. Completely stupidly made up or misread. But he was one of those people fine with those messages. His community is very well known, and he's very well known for spreading hoaxes, propaganda, misleading things, saying don't trust the media, don't trust when people tell you these things, don't trust when they show you the facts. So when I look at this now, when Nick Fuentes shares this footage, I look at some guys at his doorstep with a gun and a crossbow. To me, I'm not sure if this guy is here to harm Nick Fuentes. Maybe he's there to shake his hand. Yeah.
Or maybe, Nick, I'm here to protect you from the guys who are coming to grape you. Hey, Nick, pick up your mail, Nick. Come on. Anyone could just walk up and snatch your Amazon packages. There goes your Christmas presents for the descendants of Hitler.
Maybe he's a fan of Nick Fuentes. I mean, it just so happens to be a community that is very well known for harassing and threatening people. Maybe this guy is just a friend of Nick. Maybe this guy's a fan of Nick Fuentes. Is like, hey Nick, I'm doing this for you, man. I'm gonna go out there and kill a bunch of people. I'm doing this for you, man. Come on. Maybe that was his goal.
Yeah, and you don't need to spend $13,000 a week. I'll do it for free, Nick, as long as you let me star in a video with you and Destiny.
Alhamdulillah. The thing. It says Nick Fuentes said he survived an assassination attempt. It's kind of funny because we don't know if this is an assassination attempt. There's a police report which says that an armed person engaged in deadly behavior and apparently killed some other people and so on. And he also showed up on his doorstep, but the police doesn't confirm that he was there to assassinate him. So the police can't tell us exactly what. But
hang on, just to be clear, it's confirmed that this dude was doing other things, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is relevant, right? Because if some dude just showed up in a motorcycle helmet with a crossbow and a pistol, I might be thinking this is Nick, one of Nick's buddies, staging something to make it look like the doxing is really, really serious and that he's in danger for his life. But if this guy's actually going around shooting dogs or whatever, then seems more credible.
They're shooting the dogs.
He's eating the dogs. They're shooting the dogs. They're shooting the cats. They're doxing the white supremacists.
Oh, he said, yo, Nick.
Yo, Nick, it's me.
Yo, Nick.
Yo, Nick, it's your favorite groper out here, man. Open up.
Yeah, so why would I believe his side of the story? Maybe this is just a fan.
Oh, you know what would have been crazy? If this dude rang the doorbell and he starts going, Nicholas, come out to play. And he's tapping on the door with a gun. Nicholas, come out to play. That would be horrifying. I would give Nick $13,000 a week if that happened.
Why are you making fun of the situation? This is not funny.
No, I can't because I don't even have 13,000. Anyway. No, I'm just saying because the dude's already creepy if he's out shooting dogs and then shows up. And I was like, how could this dude be even more creepy? And I was thinking that would be super creepy.
Okay, but this is a serious situation. This is not funny
not.
to you.
Okay,
So
I'm sorry.
here you see, he said, last night an armed killer made an attempt on my life at my home, which was recently doxed on his platform. The gunman carried a pistol, crossbow, and incendiary devices. I believe he intended to kill me. Well, I don't care what you believe.
Whoa, he is now dead? They shot him?
He was probably your friend, so he is now dead. I'm okay. Was probably his fan. He was probably a grouper. According to police, the would-be assassin committed a triple homicide in southern Illinois early yesterday before he arrived at my doorstep with his pistol drawn, calling my name. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. He committed triple homicide in southern Illinois early yesterday before he arrived at my doorstep with his pistol drawn, calling my name. So he went from southern Illinois to northern Illinois to then go to his doorstep. Okay, interesting.
You can that is doable. It's not like saying he was in southern Illinois and went to Madagascar or something like that.
No, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying it's remarkable. So he clearly went there for a motive to seek out I don't know, maybe
go back to that other tweet. Would-be assassin, triple homicide, southern Illinois, before he arrived at my doorstep with his pistol drawn, calling my name. I'm grateful to God that I'm still alive today. Well, calling my name.
Calling my name. Calling my name. Are you done? Tragically, the gunman broke into a neighbor's home to evade police and killed 2 of their dogs. While heartbreaking, it could have been so unimaginably worse. Well, I feel sorry for.
Okay, so just to be clear, I have nothing else to go on apart from Nick's tweets here. But when AP told me this guy was killing dogs, I was assuming the guy's like completely insane and went and killed dogs. If you're running from police and you break into someone's house and you don't know they got dogs and the dogs jump on you, then you're killing dogs because dogs are attacking you when you broke into someone's house, not because you're a lunatic trying to kill dogs.
Yes. So I feel sad for the neighbors and for their dogs. That is very sad, and I wish those neighbors all the best. That's all I can say about it.
He is saying he will have to uproot and relocate.
Well,
what happened with the dude? So did he like go down guns blazing with police or something like that? Because it sounds like he fled when police showed up, ran into someone's house, dogs jumped on him, he shot the dogs. But I mean, was it like gunfight with the police and then he got killed in the gunfight with the police?
Hold up. I'm pulling up information right now. So here is the police report. Here's the police report. Berwyn Police Department, serving with pride. Berwyn, Illinois, on December 18th, 2024, at approximately 11:38 p.m., Berwyn police officers responded to the for a report of male subject with a gun. Responding officers located said
Why are
subject
you
who
giving
then
his
fled
address, man,
on
you
foot
sicko?
and successfully escaped from police officers. Then the subject then forced entry into a residence in the 1800th block of Winona Avenue, where he was fatally shot. This is public record, man. It's not my.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's public record, so there's no problem putting it on YouTube with a bunch of people who are looking up Nick Fuentes stuff right now. Great idea. Proceed.
It's not even his address. It's just a block.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they can never find him by looking at the house in the video.
The police made it public.
Now that they know what block it is. That is messed up. You got the police doxing you.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. The subject disobeyed the officer's verbal commands to stop and proceeded to shoot at police officers.
Ooh, that's a death sentence there.
Burn police officers returned fire and fatally struck the subject. No officers were injured during this incident.
2 dogs were.
Early reports indicate that the offender was wanted for a triple homicide committed in Mahomet.
Well, quite a coincidence. Mahomet, Illinois.
Hey, do you remember when I told you that?
You're like, we're like, you got to stop there and like film yourself beside the sign.
I actually did. I actually went there and took photos of that place, Mahomet, Illinois. But I didn't take selfies there. But I actually drove through that place. because I was fascinated with the fact that there is a place in Illinois named Mahomet, which is named after Muhammad. So it's kind of funny. Anyway, early in the day, then I found out it's actually named after a Masonic lodge that is there, which named itself Mahomet after random stuff. Anyway, this incident has been turned over to the Illinois State Police Public Integrity Task Force and is considered an active and ongoing investigation. So they killed him. There is no current threat to security. Okay, so they killed the guy. They killed the shooter. And he's no longer a threat. And Nick Fuentes survived. Sorry, just laughing at the comments here. Doxing is not a game. This nihilistic lynch mob behavior must end before anyone else is killed. Well, this is very interesting because I hope he keeps up that same attitude when it comes to his own community harassing other people.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I was thinking, right? These are the guys, the Jews are in your banks. They're trying to kill the Jews. They all believe that they have to kill you as soon as they get the chance, and they're here to steal your money. And they say all this stuff about this all. And what do you see? You see hate crimes against Jews skyrocketing. And these guys love it. They love it when that happens. But, if anyone bothers them, then
they joke about it. They laugh about it. They find it hilarious. They find it very, very funny. He also jokes about the Holocaust and compares burning Jews in concentration camps to baking cookies, and how it's not possible to bake 6 million cookies and so on, thereby also completely distorting the Holocaust narrative. He has been doing these things forever. Why in the world would I feel bad for this guy? Why in the world would I feel
literally no one is saying you should feel bad for this guy.
Hitler was a pedophile and kind of a pagan. It's like, well, he was also really fucking cool. Anybody who watches these videos where he's rolling down the street and stuff, it's like, this guy's awesome. This guy's cool.
You're saying you're a white supremacist? I'm not a white supremacist. I'm excellent. My husband is Fuentes. I know.
That's funny they tacked that on. But I have to say, AP, when he was sitting there, actually, I was like, sounds like AP, man.
Yeah. I don't sound gay.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
You sound like a German Turkish dude, which ordinarily would sound gay, but for some reason you pull it off.
And I'm not saying that there's anything necessarily like in and of itself wrong with sounding gay. I'm just saying that this is.
You're just saying there's a distinction between a man who sounds gay and a man who doesn't sound gay.
Yeah, when Nick Fuentes talks, it obviously sounds gay, right? And this is not a criticism. I'm just pointing out that if you wanted to distinguish between two people speaking, and one of them sounds quite normal and the other one sounds kind of gay, you could say, well, the one who sounds kind of gay is Nick Fuentes.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that sounding gay is bad.
Yeah. It's like if you said, hey, look, our hair is different. You're not saying that his hair is there's something wrong with his hair. You're saying that his hair is different. So when you say that this guy definitely sounds 100% gay all the time, all day, every day, you're not saying it's wrong to sound gay. You're just stating a fact about this man for identification purposes.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have anything to do with the fact that he's disinterested in the bodily appearance of women, that he thinks it's cringe and weak and gay to be to care about a woman's beauty or to spend time with a woman, and he wants to spend more time with men instead. That he hasn't gotten close to a woman yet, and yet has an opinion on marriage and all that kind of stuff. None of this has anything to do with it. I'm just saying he sounds a little bit gay, and this is nothing bad. So
scratch the little bit part. Just said sounds a little bit. He definitely 100% sounds gay. To be fair, that doesn't mean someone is gay. Someone can just have an effeminate sounding voice. But when you combine it with everything else we know about, his comments about women and so on, then, the scales are kind of falling almost to the floor on one side.
I posted this yesterday, and it's kind of.
No comprende, white, blanco, no comprende, blanco.
People thought this was very funny. I don't know why, but
you gotta say it like him. No, senor. Soy Mexicano. Me llamo Fuentes. Didn't I see you at the Blue Oyster Club the other day?
so the whole supposed assassination topic aside, I had no idea about this when I was planning this. It also didn't happen when I was planning this live stream. That's not what this is about. I do not endorse going around and trying to shoot people or turning up on their doorsteps, although this guy was probably a fan of Nick Fuentes. That said, I also don't really care about it. What I care more about is the body cam footage, which which was leaked or published, in which we can see
Dude.
Nick Fuentes being
Dude, when you messaged me like, we're gonna check out the body cam footage of Nick Fuentes, I was like, what? Did they release some of that Destiny stuff or what? What's going on? I don't want to be part of this. And then you're like, oh, yeah, it's from him being doxxed. I was like, oh, okay.
So we want to have a look.
Yeah.
What did it just do?
Await me.
He just went to that directly. That's funny. Because that's where I pause, I guess.
No foreplay, nothing. Yes, just straight to graping. That's what they're threatening.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll talk to you guys separate. You know that, right? Can we walk across the street to my car?
Can you get my
Can
phone? Can you get my phone?
Where's your
from
phone?
him?
Please don't go inside, man. All right.
I won't.
Can I figure
Oh,
out?
now you give the phone.
Push me down the steps.
Give me a second. Just stay over here. Yeah.
Could I have my phone?
Yeah. Can we walk across to make sure?
That is evidence in a crime.
Okay. So I don't. Are you?
Yeah, she could press charges for that only. Just for that alone.
Yeah, but I mean, seriously, if that was recording the entire thing, it's evidence because he took her property, but two, it was what was recording what happened. And so that should be, we need to hang on to this till we get the evidence off there.
I mean, the footage of that of what happened when she went to his door is also out there. And I think that woman who went to his door, I mean, what kind of a lunatic does that? Okay. If you even if this is a messed up guy who says absolutely horrible things, who is a white nationalist, Nazi, Jew hater, whatever it is, I mean, don't go to someone's door and scream and shout and try to talk to them. Like, you have no business there. And if you're not received well, just walk away, go away. I mean, to be honest, here I am entirely on his side. This woman should have left that place, should have never gone there. She's an absolute insane idiot.
Yeah, there is, guys, this is, if you dox someone that enough people hate, it's basically like you're trying to get the person killed, because there are people in the world who would like to do something to them. So if you basically draw them a roadmap and say, oh, here's where he is, that's kind of, and you just saw what happened. You saw what happened. Some lunatic shows up.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Give me a second. Okay. So what happened?
Okay, so I'm just asking. This is important for you to realize.
Mhm.
Are you familiar with the resident?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I have no idea who that is.
So I'm not going to add extra to it. His name is Nick Fuentes, and he is a white supremacist, proudly, and he was on his very popular YouTube channel talking about how after Trump won, to women everywhere, basically, your body, my choice.
Okay. Yeah,
so
I got kind of somebody that's kind of doing this.
So there are a lot of people who are doxing him because he basically threatened every woman and their daughters by saying your body, my choice. I don't.
Now here's the thing. He says he made a joke online. Your body, my choice. And he says, well, it was just a joke. It's just a joke. Well, why are you taking it serious? It was just a joke. Well, Okay, it was just a joke to you, right? But there are just such certain things that you just don't joke about, and or you do joke about, but you should probably also expect consequences to that kind of stuff, right? I mean, really, would it be totally understandable to make all kinds of limitless jokes, especially if I am known for going into that political direction very, very much, and you cannot distinguish whether I am at that point joking or not, because it seems that my supposed joke very much agrees with my thoughts on the subject so far. It gets very difficult for people to make out that this is a joke. And once you start saying things like "your body, my choice," and there is a video where he goes even further, we own you, and so on. I might play it in a little bit.
That by the way, that is interesting because even though she mentioned that he's a white supremacist, that didn't sound like her main reason. Her main reason, like she mentions that, but then she says, and he says, your body, my choice, and so on. So they're saying that he's a threat to all of their bodies. And so they're treating him like a threat, which is why they're doxing him, right? So there's a guy who's saying, I now control your bodies, and I have won. I now control your bodies, and so on. And they're saying, oh, this guy is a threat to our bodies, and therefore we're going to dox him. Hey, AP, look at this. Groper alert. D. Wood has really lost the plot when trying to follow what Christ taught. Isn't it funny how the gropers always lecture you on being a good Christian? And you're not being a good Christian if you do not support white supremacists and slaughtering the Jews. D. Wood really lost the plot when trying to follow what Christ taught. Love your enemies. D. Wood has regressed to revel in the misfortune of his adversaries. AP does not even have that guideline yet. Didn't we condemn the showing up at a person's house and so on?
Yes.
We're just pointing out that guess what Jesus also said, psycho nut. He said, you reap what you sow. If you go around trying to stir up violence against other people, which is what Nick does, he has said, maybe we need to start killing some Jews, or whatever the heck he said that he got in trouble for. You reap what you sow. I'm not saying, oh yeah, show up in his house. We said don't do that. We're saying you should not be a freaking moron and expect that you get to spend your entire life calling for violence and calling for hate against other people. And then, oh, I'm shocked that people are actually really upset about it. And that in this entire world, there's enough people to get upset about it where I actually need to, I don't know what to do. Just send me $13,000 a week. Give it up, man. Give it up. You want to talk about loving your enemies? This doesn't mean approving of a freaking Nazi idiot, scumbag, and approving of him and saying, oh, you know what? I really like what he does. The best thing that can happen to Nick Fuentes is that he can learn that there are consequences for his actions. And therefore, if you love him, you should want him to learn from this experience.
I mean, the Nick Fuentes
CEO says women be like my beautiful dark. They change your scent of women. Have the number fantasies. Percent of women have rape fantasies.
He was recently talking about how while men, it's stupid for men to be romantic about women, because while the men try to be romantic, the women think about how much they want to be raped and things like that.
And so that's what we need to do to them to make them, not me, wrong gender for me, but the rest of you guys out there, just know that know about the Jews and know what you got to do them and know how to treat women. They all want to be raped.
Recently, he also started mocking another one of his supporters who was harassed by his own community and threatened with rape of her daughter, of her underage daughter, of her child daughter. she was complaining that the gropers, his fans, are sending her rape threats and things like that, and was saying, why is Nick not doing anything about this? I have been supporting him forever. And he started making fun of her and calling her an attention seeker and all that.
Wait, Nick Fuentes was calling someone else an attention seeker?
Yes. Let's see. Where's that? So here. So it's about this one woman here, Morgan Ariel, and I have no sympathy for her. She's one of those bimbos who are just who think, oh, I'm cute and sexy, and I'm supporting these neo-Nazis, and I support everything they do, except, oh no, why are they attacking me now? Now I'm the victim. She's not a victim. She's a horrible person as well. So gropers are harassing Morgan Ariel and threatening to rape her underage daughter. And this is how Pearly Things and Nick Fuentes are handling it. You can't convince me that these two are Christians. They constantly show us how satanic they are through their actions. And then the verse, beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravenous wolves. You will recognize them by their fruits. Matthew 7:15-16. Here, I saw her tweet. I saved it somewhere. So, Nick, I've put my entire reputation on the line supporting you and your movement. I've gotten lied, smeared, slandered, and hated on forever for over the last year by your followers on a daily basis because of it. It continues with screenshots of how his fans, the gropers, are threatening to rape her underage daughter, including in a meme format, including a meme where a figure has forcible sex with a woman, and they replaced the woman's face with her daughter's face or something like that. Pearl calls this Victim Olympics because she is an absolutely disgusting, horrible person. Nick then jumps in and calls it gold medalist. So gold medalist of playing the victim, apparently.
But
This
I mean,
is how they treat it when somebody is actually threatened inside their own community with rape and things like that. And then
I get it. I see where you're
oh
going.
no, I'm being attacked.
Guys, do you see the hypocrisy? Do you see the hypocrisy? So here's Morgan Ariel. I love the gripers. Gripers are so based. I hate Jews too. Blah blah blah. Whatever. Look at me. Check out my OnlyFans or whatever I got. And then she finds out these guys really don't like women, and they love heaping abuse on women. Who'd have thunk that the followers of the guy, women have rape fantasies, your body, my choice, that the followers of this guy would like abusing women. So she's there, and then she complains about it. Hey, these guys are threatening rape and raping my daughter and all these things. Isn't this messed up? And then the response, you just want attention. You're just pretending to be a victim. You're the gold medalist at the Victim Olympics. What do we see from our good friend Nick? Guys, they're coming, they're doxing me, and they're threatening to grape me. That's the end of the world. Send me $13,000 a week. Literally exactly what he just condemned this woman for. Exactly. He is doing in other words, what's above a gold medal? There should be a platinum medal. And Nick Fuentes gets the platinum medal for the Victim Olympics. Keep in mind, if you're saying, "Oh, but he is actually," they're actually threatening. Okay, well, they're threatening this woman. So why is that a big joke to him?
They love playing the victim. They love harassing everyone left and right forever, for years and years and years. And somebody then does something to them, and they're like, "Oh no! Why are you all so mean? This just shows that we're right about you. You are evil."
But AP, here's what's crazy. This is like infighting, right? It's like, I'm on your side. Why are you attacking me? It never crossed your mind that you're dealing with some legitimately evil people here.
This is why.
But I mean, think about it. All these people are like, we got to worry about the Jews. We got to worry about the Jews. And meanwhile, they're constantly threatening to rape and kill each other. And so it's like, you guys, this is how you treat each other. And you think you're the good guys here, and you're worried about the Jews who want no part of what you're doing.
This is why I commented on the thing as well. On the issue when IP brought it up and made the point and said, made the point and said,
It's point.
they are all horrible people. Morgan Ariel was cool with it all until they attacked her. She's not a victim. I stand by that position.
Yeah,
She's
so-
a horrible
so
person as well.
I don't know anything about her, but is she one of the people who, if this were happening to a Jew, to a Jewish woman, she'd have been like, "Oh, it's so great, yeah, guys, pile on."
She would be downplaying it. She would be making fun of it.
Oh,
and so on.
victim Olympics. Oh, let me guess, you probably believe in the Holocaust too, lol. That sort of thing.
She's a groper, a supporter of Nick Fuentes. She was fine with everything until it came to her, and then she was like, "Oh." So go, whatever. I don't care.
I don't care how he votes. I mean,
Well, you can. I mean, it kind of bothered you, right?
it doesn't
No,
matter.
doesn't matter.
I mean, I
Opposed
know
to
a lot
the
of
party.
Republicans, my favorite aunt is a Republican.
Yeah.
But my point is that is a threatening statement. And there
Okay.
are a lot of people who are upset about it.
Yeah.
I came by here
Uh-huh.
because I live in Berwyn. I
Okay.
live on the south side.
Okay.
And I came to do a little video because my friends keep saying, you know, he lives near town.
Yeah.
So I went outside and did a little video.
In front of
Ring
his
and
residence?
a friend, what's that?
In front of his house? Like
Yeah.
videotape his house?
On the sidewalk.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
This woman is just so dumb, man. Like, how do you think this is even justifiable?
Yeah,
Seriously.
she's like, okay, so he posted this annoying thing and he said this annoying thing. So I showed his house with the camera and told everyone where they could find him. Wait, what? Oh, you did what now?
So to establish two things: Nick Fuentes is a horrible person, and this woman is an absolute idiot and insane.
There were no people are making claims.
Okay, she's not saying anything of substance, so I'll just skip to Nick Fuento. Nick Fuento.
This is gonna
No habla, no habla.
check your eyes. You could sign a medical refusal, and then you don't have to go with them. But I do want them to check your eyes out. Okay? Give me a second.
Hey, wait, has anyone, as far as, so Nick's been charged with something, because I saw something somewhere about him, police report or arrested for battery or something like that. Is the woman in trouble for something? I don't know what the actual laws are.
I'm pretty sure that what she did is not illegal. So she had access to his address and went to the door and rang the bell and waited and was filming it on her phone. All of that does not seem to be illegal. What he did in response is illegal. So
As far as doxing, that's more of something that social media platforms, except Twitter, frown upon and say you can't do it as terms of service, but not actually illegal.
no, that would be illegal, but I don't think that she actually doxed him. So
Oh, okay. So
she-
doxing someone's illegal?
Yeah, pretty sure that
don't know.
doxing somebody and spreading it in the first place is. I'm not entirely sure how it looks legally, but I'm pretty sure that it is based on.
You said based.
I'm pretty sure that it is based.
Clip that soundboard. Nick Fuentes tomorrow. And we've got AP, the apostate prophet, who works for the Jews, and he said that doxing Nick Fuentes is pretty based. I say what I'm up against. We need to up the 13,000 a week to 25,000 a week. Nice round number there. That'd be even 100,000 a month. We'll call it that. That's what I need to survive.
I think I'm pretty sure that that in Illinois and in America in general, making somebody's address public with the intention of putting them in or bringing harm to them is against the law. But I'm not even sure if she engaged in that at all. She only got the address and then went to the place. So she herself didn't really do anything wrong, except that she did something really stupid, which you probably shouldn't do. Yeah.
Some people in the chat are saying it's not against federal law. Some people are saying it may be against local laws. They're saying it's not illegal. That's interesting.
Okay, fine. Let's look this up. Doxing. Doxing is illegal in Illinois. Okay. Doxing is what is a federal status of this? Is there anything about this? I'm not sure. No, there is nothing that federally deals with it.
That seems
although
like something. That seems like something that should be a state's law.
there are federal laws that deal with it, but it is not outright illegal. But states make it legal or illegal, and Illinois it's illegal. So that's the situation.
I'm getting a couple things about. Can we do it here, man? I don't want to go all the way to the back.
she's gonna.
Well, I'm telling you.
Why are you luring it? Why are you luring a police officer?
Come on, come into my backyard. You want to go into my backyard? Follow me down here.
Hey, like, come on with me. You probably shouldn't get the idea that it's okay to just lure a police officer back the alley here.
Let's do it here.
Let's do it.
There's too many
Come on,
jokes
man.
that I'm not allowed to say right now.
Huh? I don't want to argue with you.
I want to go in the backyard where she can't have a line of sight.
Well, she's not even.
I don't want a woman seeing what we're doing.
I'm trying to.
go in the backyard.
She's gonna film what we're doing right now.
I'm trying to get your side of the story, and by you acting like this is not helping, man. I got two stories, and I'm trying to just find the middle ground.
Well, let me take your card, as I'm not doing an interview.
Huh?
What I'm going to tell you is this.
Well, I heard they're targeting your house.
Yes, I've been
About
harassed
social
for the past
media.
4 days.
Okay, and what is that about?
I posted a joke on the internet. I'm a live streamer.
You're like
That's it. You posted a joke.
or
So,
something?
yeah,
You're saying you're a white supremacist?
I'm not a white supremacist. I'm Mexican.
I know.
No habla.
They say you're a white
No
supremacist.
habla blanco.
His response is, "I'm not a white supremacist. I'm Mexican."
Como es blanco?
Now, here's the thing. When I posted about this, it's kind of funny because it started going viral. Right now, still is, and his fans started responding to it by, "Oh, what? He said this before." And what? So yeah, he's not a. So he's a Mexican. Yeah. So his last name is Fuentes. Okay. Here's the thing. Why does he respond to "you are a white supremacist" with "I'm not a white supremacist. I'm Mexican"? Does that mean that somebody who is Mexican may not be a white supremacist or a white nationalist? Does that mean that there is something contradictory between being white ideologically and Mexican? Is that what he's saying? Because the guy is a white nationalist. He wouldn't say white supremacist, although he clearly agrees with lots of white supremacist ideas and also loves the Nazis and loves Hitler and so on. But why would he respond to the question with "I am Mexican.
I'm Mexican.
My last name is Fuentes"?
The case cracker.
It doesn't have anything to do with the topic at all, unless he simply wants to manipulate public perception or wants to manipulate the opinion of the police officer who is not having an in-depth philosophical discussion about white supremacy.
This will be very interesting in court. His "I'm Mexican" defense. Members of the jury, look at my name. What is this? And he has a big board there with his name on it. Fuentes. Does that sound like a white supremacist name? No, it doesn't. Sounds like a Mexican name. Because I'm a Mexican. I now rest my airtight case. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit. If the name doesn't fit, you must acquit.
That's that. That is that. The question of Jewish survival is what drives Zionism. The funny thing is, I sometimes look at Nick Fuentes' Telegram channel to see to look for certain things that he talks about, and there you can actually see the kind of messed up stuff that he says. He quotes Hitler. He talks about how the survival of the Jews is what drives the Zionism, and which is why we shouldn't support it and so on, which is a very funny thing to say. the survival of Jews. So to him, Zionism is in and of itself bad because it is driven by the survival of Jews. Alhamdulillah.
I wish we had someone who could play Nick, because that would be a funny court scene to film, right? His now I'm a Mexican defense, and then the prosecution playing all the clips of him in the past, clearly being a white supremacist, and then asking him to explain these things, and he puts some Mexican twist on everyone. No. See, I was only making a joke for my niece's quinceañera. And we're having a big thing. We're going to have a big piñata. We're all in sombreros. And so I made a joke about your body, my choice. It was originally going to be your piñata, my choice. And it just got, anyway, it's kind of lost in translation because it was all originally in Spanish.
That's that.
That would be classic.
That's that. So anyway, let's continue.
I saw this. Okay, but I mean, you know, it's 2024 now. You make one bad joke and this happens, especially right now after Trump won, man.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, but
it's a very political thing to say.
we also live in a free country
Yeah.
where you can speak without people showing up
Yeah.
and trying to hurt you.
Oh, I'm sorry. She's across the street. Yeah.
On her phone?
Yeah.
So we live in a free country where you should make such jokes without people showing up at your doorstep. Okay, so is Nick Fuentes in support of such a free country? Quick question for all those who are aware of Nick Fuentes' ideology and his thoughts and his wishes for the future of the United States and the world and the West and so on. Is Nick Fuentes a supporter of a free country? Does he think that America should be a free country where you can say whatever you want without consequences? Does he believe in a free country? Does he think that it should be a free country with free speech, the free exchange of ideas, the free choosing of beliefs, that it should be a democracy, that the current system of secularism and so on should be preserved? Does he think any of these things? Most people who know of him have very well given the answer. They say, no, he is not. It's kind of funny that people like this always want to talk about, oh, yeah, it's a free country. It's a free country. We should be able to say whatever we want without people staring at a doorstep. Well, he is literally a fascist. He is an advocate for fascism. He is an advocate for a white separatist and also extremely distorted Catholic theocracy, in which he wants to persecute all other Christian groups and also especially Jews, and then other religious groups as well. These are his thoughts. Of course, I want to point out one thing, which is that I want to distinguish him from Catholicism. Catholics, most Catholics who ever have heard of Nick Fuentes or his dumb ideas will reject him severely and say this guy has nothing to do with us. He has nothing to do with our religion. He has nothing to do with our ideas and so on. Catholics are not like this guy at all. But he claims to be a Catholic. He wants to ride on the bandwagon of Catholicism, which he distorts, and then wants to rail against other Christians and especially against Jews. And this is his entire thing. He even started attacking Trent Horn because he made a video about condemning the whole anti-Semitic, or the Holocaust denying stuff. He started attacking Trent Horn and calling him and saying that Trent Horn is only rejecting him and condemning him because he's a Jew. Because he's a Jew, it's a personal thing. He's a Jew. So Trent Horn, why don't you shut up and don't talk about these things? Or is the Holocaust your religion? He actually said that Trent Horn's religion is the Holocaust because Trent Horn has a problem with people who deny the Holocaust. This is what the kind of person that Nick Fuentes is. I respect Catholicism. This guy has nothing to do with Catholicism.
She's the one on her phone.
What's the story?
Apparently, well, what I'm getting is this guy over here is made a bad joke online, and now people are targeting his house.
By the way, did you see how messed up that is? How he actually managed to twist it. So, white supremacist screams about Jews and makes fun of women, stuff, all that, all the time. But he actually got them to believe that this is all over a joke, and that's why people don't like him. It's because he made a joke. He was simply joking. He's the Mexican Dave Chappelle, apparently. And since it's a politically charged time after the election, that's what all this is about. A bad joke. There's nothing wrong with him. He's not a white supremacist. He can't be, because he's Mexican. He just made a simple little joke somewhere online, and lunatics are coming after him because they're enraged about the election.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Here's one of these funny moments, of course, where he says, "We don't give an F. We love Hitler, and we're wearing the glasses." These are his ideas. These are his ideas. He loved it when Kanye West, a mentally ill man, went on Alex Jones with him together. He was there together with Kanye West on Alex Jones, where Kanye West started praising Hitler and saying that especially Hitler deserves.
Yeah, what he's saying, he invented microphones and he invented highways. People are like, what the heck are you babbling about, you lunatic?
Yeah, Hitler didn't invent microphones, guys.
Or highways.
Or highways. They didn't invent any of these things. Hitler did significantly contribute to the building of highways in Germany.
You see, this is a proof. This is a proof.
Because for military purposes, and he did. He was one of the first who started using the microphones on basic rallies, because the propaganda aspect was very important. He didn't invent any of these things, however. It's funny stuff.
Yes, she came over here, rang the doorbell. Apparently, he sprayed her with mace in the eyes and pushed her down the stairs. So she just wants to report. So, for now, I'm just gonna get his side of the story. I guess she fell into the concrete. Make sure she's okay. And then her eyes, apparently, she has pepper spray. Huh? No, that's what she's claiming. So I'm gonna speak to the other party here and see what happened.
Yeah. Either that's some weak pepper spray, or that chick just handles it like a boss.
Jews, but you're canceled for.
I want to quickly have a look at this video here.
You love Jews, but you're canceled for anti-Semitism because you also love Hitler, but you love everyone equally. Good guys and bad guys.
Yeah, Jewish people can't tell me who I can love and who I can't love. You can't force your pain on everyone else. Jewish people, forgive Hitler today. Let it go. Let it go. And stop trying to force it on other people. Good night.
Chick again.
I mean, how do you actually respect a guy who sits there and looking like this, telling you what you should do?
No, you wouldn't. You would normally think, okay, this guy's he's bipolar. He's in the wrong phase for you to be taking anything he says seriously.
And also, here is the thing. In this video, in this clip, they're trying to twist the situation, make it look like all the A was saying is that every human being, no matter how bad they are, deserves to be loved, and even Hitler, because he is also a human being. That's not what he said. That's not what this was all about. When he went there, he said, especially Hitler, had something. What was he say? What did he say? Did something good? Was special? I don't know. I remember watching an interview between Nick Fuentes and Pearl, because Pearl became a useful idiot quite a while ago, where she started not only going, "Oh, women are bad, women are horrible, women are so stupid, and I support all the men who want to tell women what to do. Please tell me what to do." And then she also went for the whole Jew hating and pro-Nazi thing, and invited Nick over, and Nick said to her that it was super awesome that Ye took a stance in saying that especially Hitler needs to be respected and supported. He pointed this out. He knows very well, and Kanye know very well, that it was not about just loving everyone equally. It was about specifically and especially respecting Hitler. It was about respecting the Nazis. That's what these guys are about. They are neo-Nazis. Not Ye. He's just mentally ill. I'm talking about the Gropers and Nick Fuentes. That's what they are.
Look at how he's standing.
Are you saying he looks gay? Or?
I didn't say one word, but you read my mind, sir. You read my mind.
Is that just because you hate the globalists and what they're doing, and I get it. Klaus Schwab's grandfather was a Nazi. I mean, there's Nazis above the ADL.
Yeah, but Nazis are like kind of cool.
Because you like their uniforms.
No, these are people. Everyone's a people. I love all people.
So you love the Zionists.
I love this. I said that earlier in the show.
All right. Do you have any comments on Hitler?
I have to agree with Ye. Who did Ye say he hated? Ye didn't say he hated anybody. Why isn't anybody listening to?
Why is this
Who
guy?
is this guy? What, they got Cat Williams jumps in there.
Yeah, I sure didn't hear him say that Zionists are
Andre
cool.
3000.
I know it's some other Groper guy who's probably into kids. Wait a minute. I think this guy is this Ari Alexander or something? Is this that guy? Who is this? Does anybody know who this is? I have no idea who this guy is. Is this him? Anybody know? Anybody know? Anybody know?
People saying Sammy Davis Jr. It does look like they got me, but he's dead. So it's Cat Williams, Andre 3000, and Sammy Davis Jr. all had a kid.
Is this Ali Alexander?
Mr.
Oh, that is him. That is him. That is Ali Alexander.
Dude,
this guy is
dude's a dead ringer for Sammy Davis Jr., man. Just got to slick his hair a little more.
This guy is
shaboing boing boing.
I know about this guy because of the following. In March 2023, Milo Yiannopoulos published interviews on his podcast describing Alexander's history of allegedly propositioning teenage boys for sex and soliciting nude photos and videos from them.
Milo is exposing you. Milo Yiannopoulos is the guy who's exposing you. It's like Jeffrey Dahmer saying, "This guy's a cannibal, man. He's creepy."
Seriously. On April 14, Alexander issued a public apology. In the written statement, said he had long been battling with same-sex attraction. Wait a minute. Same-sex attraction, and that he had at times been careless and should have qualified those coming up to him before engaging in what he characterized as flirtatious banter. Nothing unlawful has occurred, he claimed. Alexander had allegedly offered one boy the chance to become politically connected and to meet Yiannopoulos in exchange for explicit material.
So you can send me some pictures of your butt and bare butt, and I'll introduce you to Milo Yiannopoulos.
You know what the funny thing to me is? These guys always go around acting like they are very concerned about morals and degeneracy and all that. Why does it always turn out that the same guys who pretend to be all about morals, pretend to be all about opposing degeneracy, they turn out to be the sickest individuals in society? Why is that?
Reminds me of the Dawa guys. You need us to save you from degeneracy. Okay, well, how are you going to go about that? We're going to bang all the 5-year-old girls in your country.
The far right is roiled by an underage sex scandal. Okay, interesting. Nick Fuentes, another far-right activist with ties to Alexander, was himself criticized for allegedly pressuring one of Alexander's accusers to recant. Fuentes later said Alexander had pledged to withdraw completely from
Wait.
Bodycam.
Hang on. I got to follow this. This is important. Nick Fuentes, another, what the heck? Another far-right activist with ties to Alexander. So that's the guy who looks like Sammy Davis Jr.
Yes.
So Sammy Davis Jr. guy, he was getting teenage boys to send him pictures in exchange for political favors. So in other words, we'll help you become the next Nick Fuentes if you just do this stuff for us. And Nick Fuentes, another far-right activist with ties to Alexander, was himself criticized for allegedly pressuring one of Alexander's accusers to recant. So wait a minute. So some guy says, hey, this Alexander guy wanted pictures of my bare bottom. And Nick somehow pressured the young guy to say it never happened. Fuentes later said Alexander had pledged to withdraw completely from public life due to the scandal. So wait a minute. Alexander says, because of the scandal, I'm being exposed for propositioning little boys. And Fuentes is like, no, we can't let this happen. I'll rescue you. I'll pressure them into keeping their mouths shut. Your voice is too important against the Jews. This is like massively dysfunctional, man. It's pretty massive. This is what goes on behind the scenes. All these guys, they have all these fans who are like, yeah, we're so based and strong. And this is what's going on behind the scenes. Wait. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene posted on Twitter to condemn Alexander, also claiming that Fuentes was in on it, calling for an FBI investigation. Alexander subsequently laid blame for the accusations on Representative Greene, claiming she had paid Yiannopoulos. Milo's getting paid by Marjorie Taylor Greene to make false allegations against him in an attempt to intimidate him out of reporting evidence she had committed a crime. Oh boy. Oh wow. Wait, this actually makes sense for why they're always like, the Jews are conspiring and there's all this stuff going on behind the scene, because it looks like projection now.
Man, oh man. This is of course they have an obsession with the Jews.
And little boys.
Alexander identifies as Catholic, Black, and Arab. As of November, he lived in Texas. Alexander said that he is bisexual and is battling with same-sex attraction.
And with minor attraction.
Especially if they're a little bit younger, a little bit younger than...
Young guys.
Young guys.
Mr. Bojangles. What? Look at
Hey man, did you spray her?
He looks like he's about to break into the YMCA dance.
Huh? All I'm going to say is I'm going to take your card, and my defense attorney will get in touch with you. I'm not doing
This is a report.
I'm not going to talk. All I'm going to say is I'm a high-profile person. I want someone stationed here. 20 people came by last night. I had paid security. They documented all of it.
Where's security?
I called. They're coming tonight at 7 o'clock. Okay. I can't afford to have it 24 hours. I called.
Only at night.
Somebody else was in front taking pictures of my house. Cops drove by, saw the car that I reported with the license plate, make and model, and they didn't even stop.
Okay.
And the lady stood there filming my house, pointing at my house, gesturing to it. This has been going on for the past 3 days. I've been calling the police.
Jazz hands. He's doing jazz hands.
You're not hurt or anything, are you? No, I'm okay. All right. I'll go check.
Yeah, thank you. Look, man.
Did you hear this? Look, he tries to lead the guy into the backyard. He's like, okay, come down here. We want to go into the backyard. Okay, you're not willing to go into the backyard with me. Okay, well then, I just give me your card, and I'll see you in the interrogation room.
Hey, look at this.
What?
According to the text reviewed by the Daily Beast, Yiannopoulos warned Fuentes about Alexander in January 2022. Long before the footage that we've seen. Alexander wants to come to your events to have sex with underage boys. he texted Fuentes, "Snap out of it."
Huh. So wait a minute. So it's just understood in the pedophile community that if you want to bang some little boys, just go to a Nick Fuentes rally. That's the best place to get these young boys. And wait, so that was Milo. That was actually Milo warning Nick Fuentes, "Hey, you have to keep this guy away. He's going to be trying to bang the teenage boys who are stupid enough to come to your rallies. And if they're that, why? Predators like people who are easy to manipulate. And you will not find a bigger group of easy to manipulate teenage boys than at a Groyper rally.
I have to say, little boys, please don't go to Groyper rallies. Don't go to Groyper rallies.
And you can imagine Alexander's pickup lines. "Hey, is this the Groper rally? Let me grow." You know, he's gonna have all these lame pickup lines. Let's get some grope. I'll grope you. You want to grope me?
Oh man.
Hey guys, hey, I heard there's a Jew in my hotel room. You want to come in there so you can protect me from him?
Get your side of the story for the whole thing. I'm not
here to help me.
Well, I'm not here to help you.
No.
I just got here. How do you?
What a stupid move.
Yeah, this guy has not shown the slightest indication of being biased against either side.
Look, it's one thing is
You're out to get me. You're persecuting me.
One thing that he's doing here is totally correct, which is if you just did something wrong or something that could be seen as wrong, it's probably a good idea to say, "I don't want to make a statement. I want to wait for my lawyer." However, to then directly, personally tell the police officer, "You're not here to help me." It's like, what?
Yeah, and did you see, he went from arms on his hips to arms crossed, went into a defensive post, and "You're not here to help me. You're not here to help me. You're one of the Jews out to get me, aren't you?"
I'm not
here to help me.
Like, to be honest, I'm trying to talk to you, get your side of the story for the whole thing. I'm not
here to help me.
And he bought Nick's entire story. He bought Nick's entire story of told a bad joke online, and it's a politically charged thing. And the guy just rolled with that story, even though it's ridiculous. And Nick feels like he's being persecuted. "They're trying to get me. Look at what the Jews are doing. I know you're not here to help me. I know you're a Mossad agent, and I know you're trying to assassinate me, which is why I was trying to get you to take me in the backyard where you could kill me if you're really out to get me."
How do you know I'm here to help you?
I know my rights. I'm not trying to fight with you, but I'm also not going to be telling you. I want your card. Defense attorney will call you.
You mind if I just say something right quick?
Go ahead, sure.
First of all, I might have to get your information.
Sure.
You have to provide that because there was a crime committed.
Yes.
All right. So second of all, from what I get, I don't care really. I don't care what you said online. I really don't care whether it was left.
This guy seems like a good police officer.
Yeah, doesn't
okay. To me, no. Now I would hate if I was living here, whether I made a bad joke intentionally, whether I meant it or not, and somebody would show up to my house. That's kind of like wrong, right?
I'm stuck on one detail. Maybe it's just me, but is it normal to ask a regular police officer for his card? Like, do regular police officers just wear cards with them? I mean, I know that this is what the FBI does, but local police officers? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that. Normally you say, "Let me see your badge. Can I get your badge number?" Something like that. I'm guessing he's talking about cards so I can call you later, but it's like, dude, you're the one who committed a crime. You do not need to go calling up the police. They're going to come get you. They might be nice about it. They might say, "Hey, come down to the police station at 3:00 on Friday or something like that for us to figure out what's going on." But yeah, what? I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about this. And now that could be smart because lawyers will normally tell you to keep your mouth shut. So that could be it. So, hey, I don't want to talk unless my lawyer's here, but I don't get this asking for a card.
Okay. Yes, police officer has cards. Some do, not all.
We're not talking about them having cards. We're talking about, hey, give me your card. Like you're at some, you're at a conference or something. Hey, give me your card so I can email you or something like that. That's what we're confused about. We're saying that's non-standard, right? It's very common to say, can I get your badge number or something like that? But yeah, give me your card. I don't know.
Can we agree on that? I'm actually agreeing with you that people shouldn't show up to your house. But now you don't want to cooperate with me. You don't want to ask them. Okay. Now, I'm trying to get whether she actually did anything to provoke you to pepper spray her and push down the stairs. Those are bad allegations. So I'm trying to get you side of the story. If you don't tell me anything, I'm gonna say you're uncooperative and they don't want to answer the question.
Here's my side story. Fear for my life. People have been posting my address online for the past 3 days, telling me they're coming to kill me, they're coming to rape me.
And I know this. Look, I'll show you the message. It says, hey, I'm your destiny. And I know what that means. I know what they're saying. I know what they're saying by that. They're saying they're going to come and grape me.
Look, this is not funny. This is not funny. This is
here's the crazy part. You literally had a woman saying, Nick, your fans are threatening to grape me and my daughter. And he's Victim Olympics, give this chick a gold medal in the Victim Olympics. He thinks it's funny if you're treating a woman that way. So, and dude, combine that. Think about, because guess what? I believe he actually received emails like this. So one, he thinks it's funny if someone is threatening to grape a woman and her daughter. He thinks that's funny. But two, he's saying your body, my choice. In other words, I control your body. Ha 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 ha. So it makes sense that someone would respond with, "Oh, if you think that you get to control my body, then I will do this to you. I will shove this up your butt." But then he's the king of the Victim Olympics all of a sudden. Oh, look at they're threatening me. What are you gonna do, police officer? This is a national travesty. What's wrong with you, man? And by the way, again, the police officer is being, I'm just saying this because I've had some bad encounters with police officers in the past. This police officer, keep in mind, all the police officer knows is that Nick Fuentes attacked a woman who showed up to his door. So the police officer's going, it's not a crime to show up to someone's door. So if he assaults her because she's out to his door, he's in trouble. He's in trouble. So what does he do? He's being he could just arrest him or something like that. Instead, I want to make sure I get both sides of the story so I can figure out if he was at all justified in pepper spraying her. I need to find this out. So he's asking questions like, no, just give me your card. I don't want to talk to you. You're against me. You're against me. And the he's literally telling me, look, you just assaulted her. I'm trying to find out if she did anything to provoke that, in which case you might not be in trouble. Please tell me. And now I just want the card. And then finally he says, I'm in fear for my life because people are saying they're going to do things to my butt. Which, if it were anybody else, I would think is funny. But if it's happening to me, then it's bad. Now take a look at my basement. I got a nice green screen.
A feminist social construct.
Wait.
Hey, too, the whole age of consent thing is really a feminist social construct. I'll just put that out there.
Hey, who does this remind you of?
Every Dawa clan out there, but yeah, so that's Daniel Hakikachu,
exactly,
Sneeko, all these guys.
Daniel Hakikachu immediately, same launch, same approach.
Because what are we really talking about here? Why are people so upset if somebody is 17 rather than 18? Well, that's because in the state of Florida, the age of consent is 18. It just so happens that the age of consent in Illinois is 17, and in other states it's 16. And it varies from country to country and state to state. But if the age of consent is 18 in Florida, then it is the worst thing possible that you're, dating somebody that's a year younger, right? End of the world.
First of all, no one thinks that. Like, who thinks Who thinks the worst thing that could ever possibly happen is that an 18-year-old had sex with a 17-year-old in Florida? Who's running around saying that? It's just no, it's actually a crime there because they have a legal marker that this is the age of consent. No one's running around, oh, it's the worst thing in the world. You're basically a pedophile if she's 17 years old and 364 days. That's the end of the world. No one is saying that. They're just saying it's a crime there because different states have different laws. No one's running around freaking out about it except people who are trying to lower the age of consent because they actually want to lower it down to like 5. Like Daniel Hakikachu does. Well, he doesn't want any age limit.
That's true.
Say that, let's think about what's really going on here. Age of consent means the age at which an adult can consent. Do we really believe that you have to be 18 years old in order to consent to sex? Otherwise, it's rape? Are we really supposed to believe that people, adults, grown adults who are past the point of puberty engage in a relationship and that becomes a rape? To me, what I think age of consent is about is really, and I've said this before on the show, it's not a new take. I think what it's really about is artificially increasing the sexual marketplace value of older women.
Of course, that's where he was going to go with it. Number one is wanting to have sex with younger girls. Number two is women bad, women value.
Yeah, so in order to get people to have sex with older women and to make them seem more valuable, we're going to make girls under 18 off limits. We're going to make them off limits so that people have no choice but to go for older women. We're increasing their market value. And that's how he's connecting it to feminism. The feminists, the old feminists want more guys interested in them. And so they make a rule against having sex with girls under the age of 18 or 17 or 16, depending on where you're at. Guys, that is not the reasoning. The reasoning is, usually girls up to a certain age are in school and at home with their parents, and we have various laws that kick in at 18 about things you're allowed to do because we're saying, okay, now you're an adult and you're capable of making these decisions on your own and so on. So that's the basic idea. And so they're putting sex in the same category as things like voting and so on. If this is when you're allowed to do certain things, if this is when you can go join the military, if this is when you can vote, if this is when you can do these things, then sex is kind of in the same ballpark of when you have formed, which is basically, the idea is somewhere around the ballpark of when you're finishing school, you've learned a bit, then you're capable of making decisions and so on. My point is not that is airtight reasoning or anything. It's just, it's not a bunch of old women saying, I want guys to focus on me, so let me make sure they can't bang 12-year-olds.
Here's an interesting thread that I just want to quickly go through. Recently, there has been some confusion about who Nick Fuentes is. It's time for the authoritative deep dive on Fuentes. This is from 2019. It's already full. Fuentes is a racist. He was at the Charlottesville white supremacy Nazi march. You can call us racist, white supremacists, Nazis, bigots. I don't really want to read all of this right now.
Wait, Nick Joseph, that's Nick Fuentes?
I guess so. He looked like a child back then.
Wait a minute. His name isn't Fuentes, it's Joseph. Or back then, was he going by Joseph to hide his last name? No,
it's his middle name. It says Nick J. Fuentes. I think that's what it is.
Wait a minute. Why is he going by Nick Joseph as if that's his last name? Was he trying to cover up his Mexican heritage back then? If so, why is he so proud about it when police show up and accuse him of being a white supremacist?
We're proud of that.
The ruthless transnational elite knows that a tidal wave of white identity is coming. For those who don't understand the lingo here, that means Jews. That means Jews. So you can just read this as Jews. The Jews know that a tidal wave of white identity is coming, and they know that once the word gets out, they will not be able to stop us. The fire rises. That's funny.
The fire of white identity.
Fuentes believes in racial segregation. It was better for them African Americans too. They had to drink out of a different water fountain. Big effing deal. Oh no, they had to go to different schools. Who cares? Grow up. Interesting.
Sure. Was worse. It was better for them too. Number one, but number two, who cares? Who cares? You know, enough with the Jim Crow stuff. Who cares? Oh, they had to drink out of a different water fountain.
Oh, we had to stand on the bus. We had to stand on the
They had
bus.
to go to a different school. Their water fountain in that famous picture was worse. Who cares? Grow up.
Oh, people are coming to your house. Who cares?
Yeah.
People are coming to your doors. Oh,
Gotta
what?
make fun of people. Yeah, guys.
Grow up, man.
Guys, think about the, I mean, this is as serious as anything can get as far as like basic level of consistency. If you can't complain that you have to stand on a bus while a white person sits down, if you can't complain that you have to go to a different water fountain and so on, if you can't complain about that, if a girl can't complain that she's being threatened with rape and her daughter's being threatened, he just mocks anyone who complains about any of this stuff. And then the moment anything happens to him, help, I'm being oppressed, guys. I'm being oppressed. Look, you, even police officer, you're here to oppress me. You're not here to help. You're here to oppress me.
OMG.
Following his example, we should be doing nothing but mocking. And what will him and all his lame groper fans do? Oh my goodness, I can't believe that you're mocking his pain and suffering. Look at how he treats people.
I don't care about his pain and suffering. I do not care about his pain and his suffering. His pain nor his suffering.
Drink out of the fucking water fountain. It's water. It's the same. You know, and you know, even if it was bad, who cares? Who cares? It's better. It's better in general. We all agree it was better for them. It's better for us.
Here is one of the first things that I saw
Working
actually
24 hours
about Nick Fuentes when I first started looking into this guy.
If I take 1 hour to cook a batch of cookies and Cookie Monster has 15 ovens, working 24 hours a day, every day for 5 years, how long does it take Cookie Monster to make 6 million batches of cookies?
Oh.
I don't know. That's a good question. Certainly. Oh, no. It doesn't really sound correct to me. Wait a second. It takes 1 hour to cook a batch of cookies, and you have 15 ovens, probably in 4 different kitchens, right? Doing 24 hours a day, every day for 5 years. How
Everyone
long?
know what he's talking about here?
6 million.
He's not talking about cookies.
5 years, right? The math doesn't seem to add up there. The math doesn't quite seem to add up there. I don't think you'd result in 6 million, maybe 200 to 300,000 cookies. And I think the Red Cookie Association said something like that, probably 200 to 300,000 cookies baked.
He's talking about Jews in the Holocaust being gassed and burned in concentration camps, in extermination camps. He's also, the sickness of all of it aside, I want to get to the whole 6 million number in a minute here, because it's also incredible ignorance here. But he is talking and joking about cookies and cooking them in ovens, as he is talking about Jews being killed in concentration camps, in extermination camps in Nazi Germany, and thereby alluding or implying or indicating that that the number of Jews killed was exaggerated, while also, of course, making fun of those Jews who were actually killed, according to him. But let's continue and let's get to the stupidity of all of this in a second.
Probably. And in addition, you know, in this hypothetical, I imagine that if you took aerial photographs over the kitchens, you would need to see certain smokestacks to release the smoke from baking the cookies. And the smokestacks would project certain shadows, but I guess they're not visible in the aerial photographs taken over the kitchens. Moreover, if you look at the soil texture, it's really not deep enough for mass cookie storage underground. And so there's a lot of things, you know, in the cookie kitchen, they say that the ovens are wooden and they have windows on them and they're not totally secure. And the ovens that they use, they actually did sort of an ad hoc use of that particular kind of oven, even though they made a perfectly good design for ovens for a different purpose, for delousing. I mean, you know, for something else. So none of it really adds up. I don't know. It just kind of doesn't really make sense. This crazy cookie analogy.
He's just asking questions.
You have to be, that's sort of an esoteric story. That's from Cookie Right. You wouldn't understand that if you're just sort of passing through, if you're just a normie. So 6 million cookies, I don't buy it. That's all irony. I'm an irony bro. That's all irony. I love and respect everyone. Everything that the government says is true.
See how he went sarcastic at the end? Everything the government says is true.
Yeah. So here's the thing. There's also there is, aside from all of the sickness here, where he's actually comparing Jews to cookies being cooked, when he's talking about Jews being killed brutally and burned up in ovens in the crematorium, in the Holocaust, in different concentration camps. He is sickly talking about this, joking about it, making fun of it. Of course, we were supposed to feel very bad because somebody went to his door with a gun, probably his fan or something. I don't know. I don't give a damn. I don't care. Why would I feel bad about it? I don't care. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha. But here is the other thing. You can actually see how stupid this community is and how stupid the average community, the popular community of Holocaust deniers is. They're talking about burning 6 million Jews. This is what they're talking about. Let's get that straight here for a second. The narrative, the numbers, the statistics, the narrative about Jews killed in the Holocaust have never, ever been that all of them were burned, all of them were cremated, all of them were killed in concentration camps, all of them were killed in one or multiple concentration camps. Of the 6 million number that we have, which is a rough estimate, it is probably something under 6 million or over 6 million, hard to tell. The 6 million number is not Jews killed in concentration camps alone. In concentration camps alone, the number of Jews killed is around 2.5 million or 2.7 million or something like that. Whereas the rest of those killed were killed in different places, in mass shootings, for example. Ever heard of the death squads, the killing squads, the Einsatzkommando, as the or Einsatzgruppen as the Nazis called it? They had specific groups. You can look up something very, very damning as evidence, the Jaeger report, which is one of the most credible or one of the most direct pieces of evidence that squads were going around in the middle of war and with the sole purpose of eradicating Jews and also other minorities. The Jaeger report was a report that was sent by the commander of a death squad, which was known as the EK3, the Einsatzkommando 3, that was in charge of going to Lithuania and Eastern Europe and rounding up and mass shooting Jews primarily, and then also other minorities like Roma, sometimes Jehovah's Witnesses, and if they could identify them, certain communist or other local thinkers that went against the Nazi ideology. But primarily it was about taking out or killing, eradicating the Jews. And they even drew up reports of how many Jews they killed and started putting it on maps, which they drew, of how many Jews are there, how many Jews have been killed, and whether a place is now free from Jews or not. The Nazis had a word for it, Judenfrei, which means free from Jews, Jew-free. Here's Estonia, declared Jew-free. Here is Lithuania, 136,421. This was an estimate of Jews. The Jaeger report, which was sent by a commander of this death squad, which looked like this, was a report of day by day how many people they killed and how many of them were Jews and so on. They killed, according to this report, a total of 137,346. Only one death squad, only one commando. so many people, of the overwhelming majority were Jews. This is direct evidence of Nazi units riding around, and this was a commander that would cross beyond enemy lines, or be at the borders, or within newly captured territories, where they would drive around and round up. I'm pretty sure you have seen this, and people have seen this in different I don't know, movies and documentaries and depictions and so on, and photos. They would drive around, collect all the Jews, give them the impression that they're just moving them around, and then line them all up and shoot them right there. In places like Lithuania, we have photos of them actually recruiting certain Lithuanian Nazi collaborators, and then rounding up the Jewish civilian population, and then starting to play with it, and starting to beat them up, lynch them, torture them, and kill them on the spot, climb on top of their bodies, wash them, jump on them while they're dead, and sing along to it, and so on. We have photos of these, we have reports of these, we have records of these. You can easily verify all of this stuff that is out there, that you can see in a museum dedicated to this. And you have these guys joking about the Holocaust without even getting the numbers right. And I'm supposed to feel bad for this guy. I'm supposed to feel bad because...
But AP, imagine Estonia saying that they're 100% cookie free. How would anyone know if they're really cookie free? It doesn't make sense. I'm just asking questions. AP. I love everybody. The government's always right.
Well, if Nick Fuentes was a cookie...
What cookie would he be?
Oh, man. We've had the most famous Nazis. I'm actually
Rainbow cookie
right now. I'm writing a thread right now on... I paused it somewhere, but since people are not doing this, and since it is going around so much, oh, it looks like the numbers are exaggerated. Maybe it was just a few who were killed. I'm writing a thread right now that I've kind of paused on point 5 to present 10 pieces of clear evidence that the Holocaust is not questionable, that the numbers are not made up, not exaggerated, that it is not just an accusation, and so on. It's amazing to me that I have to actually do something like that nowadays, in today's time, that people have to do something like that, but I just want to do it, just to have it collected somewhere, to list the facts, including top Nazi personnel admitting to it, including 2 people in charge of the Holocaust. Rudolf Höss, who was the manager and commandant of the Auschwitz camps, and Adolf Eichmann, who was in charge of the logistics of the Holocaust, who was deporting people to the gas chambers and visiting the gas chambers as they were being gassed. You have these guys openly admitting to having killed over 2 million Jews, and so on. And then you have these guys here joking about it and questioning. I can easily lose my temper when I talk about people like these. I will try not to. Go top. David needs a better chair because he's getting old and falling apart. This is true.
That's true.
That's true. Nostomar said, try the sound combo. Yeah, Muslim, loose faith, stay away from Islam. I have doubts. I don't have a stay away from... Isn't it funny? I don't have a stay away from Islam button on my soundboard. That's weird. Why don't I?
That would be good to sort of compile all those into one. Yeah, Muslim, lose faith, stay away from Islam. I have doubts. I choose the cow.
Wait.
It's
Yeah,
totally
Muslim. What kind of Muslim are you? Lose faith. I tell you, lose faith. It's better for you. Brother, I have doubts.
I would choose the cow.
It is totally based.
Happy? Apostate of Allah. I posted the link before Dawood on X. I win. Haha. You see.
Nice.
This is why I'm going to, from now on, invite Apostate of Allah to co-host with me. Knows too much. Consider adding the book son of the Dawa clone who turns into a chicken at the mention of books. It can be handy. Books. Who was that?
Oh, I forget. Oh, that was Ali Dawa.
No,
that was Ahmed Deedat. I mean,
that was Ahmadinejad. He's dead.
Yeah.
We can't make fun of dead people.
Well, I don't know if that's the one they're talking. I don't know if that's the one they're talking about. There have been instances where people, what is you just going your books, and Ahmed Deedat was going books, the book, the books.
Let's see.
You want to talk to Jewy Jewstein, who says, I like the free market. I like capitalism. But I think something else about social issues. That's who you want to have on your show. Welcome, everybody. I'm Dave Rubin. I'm gay and Jewish, and this is the Gay Jewish Show. Today, we've got a Jew who is going to talk to us about why the only thing you're allowed to disagree on is economics. Well, hello, Dave Rubin. I'm a Jew, and you know what? Is this getting a little hardcore for you? Oh, I'm sorry. Is this a little too extreme for you? Maybe you tuned into the wrong show.
And then the groper, our hero.
Typing on twitter.com, faggot pussy, race traitor. You work for Jews, Typing on.
Wait, this was about Matt Walsh.
He's a race traitor.
Matt Walsh is a race traitor because he's working for Jews.
On twitter.com, faggot pussy, race traitor. You work for Jews,
You work for Jews. Man.
By Jews.
What is this?
Her in your daily
Let me read this. Fuentes is deeply anti-Semitic and racist. Really? Huh, interesting.
Impossible, he's Mexican.
When asked if he's hurt in his daily existence by Jews, Fuentes replies, I told you yes, absolutely. He also said it would be degenerate for a white person to have sex with a black person. What?
Her in your daily existence by Jews.
I told you yes, absolutely. You laugh at it like...
How so? Can you...
Would you say that me having sex with my dog is the same thing as me having sex with a black man?
No. But they would both be degenerate.
Oh!
All right. It's funny that she's recording this.
But you know what wouldn't be degenerate? Sweet love between me and Destiny.
For AP Computer.
Degeneracy.
Patriotic Z said for AP Computer, love you guys. Merry Christmas, everyone. Love you, AP. I pray for you to accept Christ. Would love to meet you too if you're in Sacramento. That would be fun. I've never been to California in my entire life.
In Sacramento, I won't stay.
Backseat DS3 new Candace interview on board Piers Morgan review. I saw it earlier, and I didn't. I saw that it was out. And I saw that they titled it, I am disgusted with myself. And I saw people bashing it. And I expect it's going to be absolutely horrible. And somebody in the top comments said, I want to see a Douglas Murray versus Candace Owens debate. Make it happen. I completely agree.
Yep.
I think it would be...
Make it happen.
Be fantastic. Fantastic. I think there should be a Douglas Murray versus Candace Owens debate.
It will be the debate of the century. Two intellectual powerhouses.
It would be amazing.
If you're free tomorrow, AP, I've been interested in Candace Owens winning Anti-Semite of the Year, and wonder if that gets brought up in the Piers Morgan interview.
Piers Morgan. We could do that. I definitely want to review it. The parts where she talks about Israel, Jews, Christians, and so on. Of course, she's again doing the whole grifting of Christians over Christians.
Already made a thumbnail of Candace Owens receiving an award.
Good. Nice.
Powerful award.
Nice. Nice.
Women are like, I will continue my crusade against women in politics. It's always like this, and it's so ironic. Women are like, I don't like, when you say, I like it, you have to affect the face. When you say to repeal the 19th Amendment, that offends me. That hurts my feelings. It's like, have you ever stopped and considered that maybe if you get offended, there's such a strong emotional reaction to political opinions you disagree with across the board? Maybe that's one of the reasons why you shouldn't be making political decisions. That's what I want to say. But what I really said is, Mom, you're an amazing woman. What I really said is, hey, Ma, you're kind of the archetype of what I say women should be. The line is always this: I'm not attacking women. I'm attacking whores. You have no problems, right? I'm attacking whores. I'm attacking sluts, stupid, dirty bitches.
My entire life, I have heard people say this, say a phrase in Germany that was meant to be ironic, but that some people actually took as a life philosophy, which was that all women are. Wait, how did that go? Something like all women are whores except my mother, something like that, which was obviously meant to be an ironic statement to mock the way people, the way many people think. Some people take it as life philosophy, however, including this guy, because he's dumb.
Hey, it's funny. I heard that when in 9th grade, I was living in Florida with. How do I explain this without going into a bunch of detail? My mom left me down there, and there were these Italian guys who I now looking back, I think they may have been some sort of mafia guys, but they weren't around. And so as long as I kept my eye on the house, I could stay there. Anyway, one of them was going off one day and he goes, they're all whores. All women are whores. And one of the other guys goes, except your mom, David. And I go, I'm like, oh, okay. And the guy goes, oh yeah, except his mom. But anyway, so apparently that's an Italian thing as well.
That's funny. That is funny. Anyway, imbecile.
The idea of rape is that the rapist is getting the sexual pleasure from it. It's about power. Well, at the end of the day, it's a sexual act for sexual pleasure. So it literally doesn't even make any sense why you would rape somebody in a way that it's not even about your dick, right? I mean, do you understand what I'm saying? If you're just finger blasting somebody, like, I don't know if you were just trying to be mean or just downright malicious, maybe like, fuck you. But it's not like it's doing anything for you.
Yeah, like you're not even getting.
Oh yeah, I don't want to listen to this conversation. It sounds incredibly retarded. Anyway, I don't want to listen to any more of this guy talking here. It's just.
Hey, wait, he had Richard Spencer on there.
Yeah, for him to disavow white supremacy is very cucked and blue-pilled. Totally wrong.
Wait a minute.
I
thought Nick disavows white supremacy.
Wait a minute. For him to wait a minute.
I think that
this. Wait a minute.
What?
This is very weird. The same guy who says to the police officer questioning him, "I'm not a white supremacist. I'm Mexican."
Yeah, for him to disavow white supremacy is very cucked and blue-pilled. Totally wrong. And a big mistake. I get, there's a lot of.
Hey, somebody should make a clip of this. Somebody should make a clip of him saying, I'm not a white supremacist. I'm Mexican. My last name is Fuentes.
You literally make clips.
And then attach this to it.
Yeah, for him
you could probably go through some more clips and find him celebrating white supremacy and then put them together. Wait, I'm a Mexican.
But just take that. Just take him saying, I'm not a white supremacist. I'm a Mexican. My last name is Fuentes," and just attach this bit to it.
Yeah, for him to disavow white supremacy is very cucked and blue-pilled. You know, totally wrong. And a big mistake. I get, you know, there's a lot of pressure on him right now. There's a lot of calls for him to disavow the stuff, even from his own side. You know, these people like what?
But yeah, you shouldn't disavow white supremacy.
See what he's going to say, man.
It's this guy Tim Scott, who earlier today was like, white nationalism is antithetical to the American creed. But what do you know about the American creed? You know, and Dinesh D'Souza, President Trump should make a speech talking about the roots of white nationalism and white supremacy. When the fuck did you get here? 1990? You know, Dinesh D'Souza. I'm sorry, anybody sounding like Dinesh D'Souza signed the Constitution of the United States or the Declaration of Independence? I don't remember that.
What about Fuentes?
When did you get here, Mr. Fuentes?
I remember Dinesh D'Souza got Sam Francis's career destroyed because he's a fucking liar. Sorry for the language, but, you know, really, Dinesh D'Souza.
Sorry for the language, indeed.
Is going to roll up to our shore from India, from smelly, open defecation India, and he's going to tell us that Robert E. Lee was a racist and our ancestors were villains, as long as they were Democrats, you know. So Dinesh D'Souza can go to hell, and all these people can.
Yeah. Are you happy now, David?
Yep. No, we know what he said.
Okay, good.
But yes, I would take that little clip. I would take the clip of him talking about white supremacy and then just, I'm not a white supremacist. My name's Fuentes. Classic.
Anti-white rhetoric in chat. Not going to happen. We're not going to allow this. Mark Allen says the whiteboard is about to be replaced with a brand new blackboard, and that's a good thing. That's a source of the show's strength. You know what? I'm so tired of this anti-whiteboard rhetoric. You know, they say I'm a white nationalist. That's incorrect. I'm a whiteboard nationalist. America first is not America first if it's not 100% whiteboard.
So funny, man. So funny. Anyway, I'm sick of this. So sick of this.
All screenshots, posting pictures showing how long it's going to take to get to my house. And I have people showing up all day. And that's my side of the story. So I'm with her, my life, I haven't slept for a few days. I've got nowhere to go.
Wow. Think about this. Hasn't slept. He's getting messages. He's got people at his door. This is truly the victim of all victims.
Let's add some.
And, you know, while he laughed at everyone else who was treated this way, now it's real because it's him and not someone else.
It is real. It is real. Yeah. Did you get that? It is real.
I haven't slept for a few days. I've got nowhere to go. That's my side.
Okay, with her.
I got nowhere to go. I get $13,000 a week, but nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go. Nowhere to go.
It's impossible for me to go to a hotel or anything else. It's a tiny little country. I'm not safe anywhere.
OMG, so sad. So sad, so sad, so sad. It's literally so sad. Like I'm literally so sad. Like right now, like I'm literally so sad. It's like literally so bad. Like literally.
So with her, my life, I haven't slept for a few days. I've got nowhere to go. That's my side.
10-340-10-340 at 1446. No comment on that. No comment. Pepper spray her right?
No comment. Give me your card.
I don't have a card, but let me get your ID.
Okay. I hope that was good enough. All right.
Do you have a card?
No, I don't have a card.
Do you have a card? No? You don't carry cards?
No card.
Ah, you see, I was right. They don't have cards.
I'll give you my card. Nick Joseph. That's the name. Oh, no, I'm going with my Mexican heritage for Nick Fuentes. I'll give you the Fuentes card. Hey, there's my victim card, everyone. I played my victim card. Nick gonna have to take a plea deal outside of court because there's no way this dude wants to go into court.
The poor guy. Look at this. Oh, poor guy.
I know. You don't want to talk to me.
Yeah, it's no beef.
No,
It's not personal.
I don't take it personal either. I'm gonna go speak to her. So you don't want to talk to me about anything I have here today.
No.
All right, just stay right here, please, with him. I'm gonna give me like 5 minutes and we'll be done. I'm just gonna talk to her real quick.
It's not somebody you know, just a random person.
Random person. People come in here all weekend.
So what did she say?
She's standing out there filming my house saying, "This is neo-Nazi Nick Fuentes, my address, my phone number." Some other lady pulls up also to harass me. Says, "Oh, someone's already here." They're both here to harass me.
How sad.
Yeah, and guys, if this weren't someone who literally makes fun of anyone else who is ever threatened or attacked or bullied, we might be crying right now.
We are crying right now. You can't see it.
We're crying on the inside.
You can't see it. It's not
real men cry on the inside. Their tears go back into their skull.
They're filming my house saying, "This is neo-Nazi Nick Fuentes, my address, my phone number." Some other lady pulls up also to harass me. Says, "Oh, someone's already here." They're both here to harass me.
So here's what I'll recommend. I don't know who's right around here. I don't know what your post was. I heard about it. I don't know what it is. I don't follow that. I'm old. I'm not really on social media. But what I would do, unless there's literally imminent danger, like where you're, struggling to save your life type of thing, call us.
All right. Well, I did.
I'm just saying, just don't know, because now we don't have a corroboration on your side.
Look at this kind of stuff here. I'm getting these all day long here in the chat. In the chat. This is nothing. Posted some earlier, blocking others. Same people who are going around demanding you to be sensitive about this right now because it's like you've just been attacked.
Yeah. Yeah. You should sympathize with people who are being threatened, especially threatened with rape and so on. You feel bad for them.
How would you feel about cookies?
Think about the cookies.
6 million cookies. That's what you would say.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking Nazi clowns.
Yeah,
wannabe Nazi clowns, actually.
Yeah, he mocks the Holocaust. He mocks women, girls who are being threatened with torture and rape and so on from his followers. Mocks all of this stuff. But now someone showed up at his door, and so we're all supposed to feel really, really bad.
So a fan of his most likely showed up at his door. We don't know the facts. And how can we trust the media? The media is being controlled by white nationalists.
Mm-hmm.
The
media is controlled by white nationalists, everyone.
They're brainwashing everyone. They are trying to manipulate us. The media is controlled by the white nationalists. They're lying to us. We can't trust anything they say. So what really actually happened was probably that a groper showed up at his door to I don't know, ask him for support. Or to say, hey, Nick, and look, I'm talking exactly like you, and I'm actually here to kill a bunch of people. That's probably what happened. The media just doesn't want you to know because the media is ruled by white supremacists.
The media is ruled by gropers.
Powerful.
Side, we seem to have a corroboration on that side, and that puts us in a dilemma. So I'm not saying you're wrong.
I'm talking to an attorney.
Them being at your house.
Yeah.
Makes them look bad. However, there's two versions that side, one version that side. So what I'm saying is, instead of the interaction, just call, find out why they're here, so forth.
I'm just saying, I did call.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I'm not trying to argue, but maybe you don't know. But I called an hour ago.
Well, I wasn't here. I just literally just started.
It's fine, but you're telling me to call. That's what I did.
Okay. All right. Well, I didn't know that. Our shift started like 25 minutes ago.
Thanks for telling me. I called. They came. They drove right by the car that I described.
Okay.
I said it's a Volkswagen white crossover.
What was that call? I don't know what that was. What happened on
They
that
were
call?
doing the same.
I'm looking at his Telegram right now, and he's making. Wait a minute. I'm not sure if I'm understanding this right. Doesn't like that people know his dogs because he's a Jewish immigrant who moved to Jewton, Massachusetts, across the street from a Jewish cemetery and a Solomon Schechter day school, and his dad is an IDF supporter, Holocaust descendant. As far as I understand it, he's making fun of somebody who complains about being doxxed just several months ago, just like half a year ago or so. I don't know what this is all about here. Actually, can I make this bigger? Let me see. Can I make this bigger? And I'm not talking about how Destiny wants to make it bigger when he meets Nick Fuentes when he meets Destiny. I'm talking about the text here. BAB doesn't like that people know his dogs because he is a Jewish immigrant who moved to Jewton, Massachusetts, across the street from a Jewish cemetery in a Solomon Schechter day school, and his dad is an IDF supporter, Holocaust. Bronze Age seething Jew. Will Keith be talking about how he freaking doxed my gay Jewish ass faggot? Here he is, half a year ago, making fun of somebody who had just been doxxed because they are Jewish. Here he is making fun of somebody who was doxxed and who felt they were in danger. Wow, man.
Nick, there's a reason for the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. But think about how this would be applied to you. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. How do you do unto others? You make fun of them when they're threatened with rape. You make fun of them if they complain about being harassed or attacked. You make fun of them for being doxxed. Then all the same things happen to you and you cry like a baby.
Like a little baby. little baby. Little baby.
Hey, hold up, baby.
What?
Look. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Another groper. David Wood. I had a lot of. He can't even spell a lot. Hey, little help here. Logos. It's a lot. A lot. A space lot. I had a lot of sympathy with your situation, but you lost all my respect shilling for Israel. You don't stand up for truth anymore because I disagree with you. One of the biggest problems on the internet is, David, as long as you're saying something I agree with, then you're my hero. But the moment you say something I disagree with because I hate Jews and want them wiped out, then you're evil. You're basically Hitler. I mean, no, wait, he's my hero. You're basically whoever saves Jews. I hate that. Oh no, I lost the respect of a. What's funny, AP, and I see you do this all the time because that's when you play the "get the hell out of here" clip when someone does that. But it's like, guys, when you're a Jew hating when you're a Jew hating piece of garbage and you celebrate the Holocaust and all this stuff and you celebrate this stuff and you want Jews wiped out, and then you're like, you guys lost my respect. Do you think we're like, oh no, not his respect? His respect was the only thing that keeps me going in the world. I just wake up and I say, there's no reason to continue, except I have this one groper's respect. That's the only reason I want to continue. Oh no, he doesn't respect me anymore because I'm not saying kill all Jews and establish a white nation. Freaking idiots, man. We don't want your respect. You're a loser. Go away.
I must say, I feel at times a little bit weird, a little bit disappointed with how many people around the world have so easily bought into the the lies about Israel that were spread by the Islamists and the Muslim community primarily. Of course, there are some people who are who are simply Nick Fuentes-like people who are Nazis, who are Jew haters, and that's all they care about, which is why they don't really care about anything at all, except that Israel bad, because Israel Jews bad, Israel bad, and so on. Then there are some who have actually adopted this whole idea that Israel is very, very bad guy, Israel very, very evil, very bad, and how dare you support them? And if you support anything they do, and if you support Israel at all, then that means you're a very bad guy, because Israel worst thing ever in world, because all they do is evil. They're the most evilest, and so on. They're not the most evilest. Okay, they're not the most evilest, unless you have stupidly bought into Islamist, anti-Jewish, anti-Israeli, Muslim narratives, which they spread to you, and you, considering yourself informed, considering yourself a little bit, I don't know, mentally, intellectually strong, have actually bought the nonsense and now think that Israel is the worst thing that exists in this world. Israel is not the worst thing that exists in this world. Israel has been conducting a war in a much better way than possibly any other nation over the last decades, over the last century. According to, I cite this so often, John Spencer, expert on urban warfare here in America at West Point, he says Israel has conducted a better war in terms of urban warfare than any other nation in the history so far. That they have taken all kinds of measures to prevent casualties, that they have been extremely careful with precise operations and so on. There's always something that goes wrong, but they have done their best. They have gone above and beyond to reduce unnecessary civilian casualties. Nobody says they didn't kill civilians. Of course civilians die. Civilians die in a war, which is why nobody wants to go to war. If it was as easy as not killing a single civilian and just taking out the enemy, Israel would have finished this decades ago. War is bad because civilians die, because it destroys societies, because it destroys cities, buildings, lands, which is why it has taken so long for this war to take place. This could have been done and finished decades ago. It is being done now, unfortunately, because the other side just will not agree to make peace with a Jewish state, and Israel is now going hardcore and still being careful and having restraint and being precise and conducting this war in a very good way. And I think, to be honest, that they are being way too kind, way too relaxed. They as said, John Spencer says they go above and beyond and do more than what is expected. I don't think they should be doing more than what is expected. Israel also pays a little bit attention to the fact that the entire world suddenly cares about war when Israel is involved. Nobody cares about it when wars happen in different parts. Nobody cares about endless genocides, endless wars that happen in Africa. Nobody cares about actual genocides conducted by Muslim groups. Nobody cares about genocides in Southeast Asia. People want to call it a genocide as soon as Israel takes action. Look, here you are, stupid, absolute moronic idiot. Gazans are not only Muslims, there are Christians there too, and I'm of the opinion that Hamas and Israel are both there. How many Christians do you think are in Gaza? What percentage do you think the Christian population in Gaza is? Make a guess, Logos. How many Christians are in Gaza?
1 billion!
Make a guess. Make a wild guess.
1
How
billion!
many Christians do you think are in Gaza? I will tell you the total population of the Gaza Strip. It's about 2.1 million. How many of those do you think are Christian? How many Christians are in Gaza? Make a wild guess. What do you think? 10,000? 100,000? Make a wild guess. Come on. Go ahead. Make a wild guess. At least you feel free to cheat. Look it up. Look it up and tell me. Look it up and tell me. Come on. How many Christians are in Gaza? Tell me. I don't see a response so far. It's probably taking too long. I will just tell it to you right now. Before the war, the last statistics that we had of the number of Christians in Gaza was around 1,000, possibly below. Out of 2.1 million people, only 1,000 or less were Christians. And that's why you care about the conflict? 2%? David. Logos, here.
Get the hell out of here!
And inform yourself a little bit, okay? Get the hell out of here and inform yourself a little bit. Please.
That's the one thing. That's the one thing that's good about putting Nick Fuentes in the title of a live stream is you get the gropers who show up. Oh, what about Israel? What about the Jews? Why can't they just be exterminated like our hero wanted to do?
It's not 2%. It's like 0.05% or less. Less even. And you know what's very funny about this, about the number of Christians in Gaza? It's not, you said small percentage, you said 2%. It's not, 2% would be quite a significant number actually. It's not. It's less than 1%. We don't even know if it's actually 0.05%, probably less than that.
And by the way, just I mean, what's the point? So I guess the takeaway would be, if we go with Logos's point here, it would be, okay, if you have a tiny fraction, significantly less than 1% of the population is Christian, then when Hamas crosses the border, slaughters a bunch of your people, and then runs and hides, you have to let them go. Sorry, you just have to let them have your hostages. Let them do it over and over again, because there are some Christians in that population. What you're pointing out, AP, is no one has a problem with things until it's Jews. Who would apply this reasoning anywhere else in the world? Who would say, "Hey, look at you've got Germany trying to take over Europe. Should we do anything about it?" No, because there are some Christians there. You can't do anything again. You just have to let him go. Freaking idiots, man.
I'm going to tell you more facts.
The biggest idiots on the planet are gropers.
I'm going to tell you more facts, Logos, here. The Christian population in Gaza before the war was estimated to be 1,000 or less. The Christian population in Gaza in 1990, before that, was around 5,000. 5,000. So
the Jews are killing them all.
Over 3 decades, the number of Christians went down from 5,000 to 1,000 or less. Meanwhile, at the same time, the general population of Gaza tripled.
Weird. As the population of Gaza increases, the number of Christians decreases. Weird. Huh. It's because of the Jews.
The population in Gaza went up significantly. It exploded, which is very common in Islamic societies. Take that as you wish. But the Christian population dwindled, went down, and is all pretty much non-extinct, except for a few communities that for some reason decided to stay behind. Meanwhile, in Israel, you were right about 2%. Israel actually has a number of has a Christian population of around 2%, and you know what? The Christian population in Israel is growing rapidly. The Christian population in Israel is actually growing. More than 85% say that they are happy. It's a thriving community. Those in Gaza are not growing; they're shrinking because they are not really wanted. And you seriously come here and tell me, "Oh, there's also Christians there. It's not just about Muslims." Please shut up. You don't know anything about this conflict.
But this is what I heard from Nick Fuentes. I have to go with it because I'm a mindless moron.
You want to come here and have strong opinions about everything. This is not about Muslims and Christians. You are being
respect for UAP.
You are being sold lies by Muslim propagandists about Israel, and you just accept it and run with it because you are stupid. You are absolutely. It's amazing to me. I mean, there are some people who are genuinely not, neo-Nazi gropers and Nick Fuentes fans, and who also switched over lately and are like, "Oh no, what Israel is doing is indefensible. I can't support Israel. Worst thing ever." Really, man? Really? Some people that I even had some respect for, and thought that they see things the right way in the world geopolitically. Some people really went from opposing jihad and opposing Islamic ideas and influence and all that to buying and believing the Islamic idea that Israel is the greatest evil in the world. People who really fell for that make me sad. It's ridiculous. It's dumb that some people actually fall for it. It's quite sad. And the thing is, all of that is part of buying Islamic propaganda. The same people will be lenient with Islam encroaching more and more in Europe and in the West. So therefore, I am not surprised that people like to talk online a lot about, oh no, we are strong, we are proud, we're Western, we're Christian, we are Western, we are quiet, we're strong, we're this and that. We are not going to allow Islam to take over. You are buying Islamic propaganda very, very easily. You think I want to believe you that you will prevent Islam from taking over in the West?
No, I can't. You're too stupid, guys.
Oh, the Jews, the freaking Islamists are taking over your schools. They are in your colleges. They have Qatar-funded, Arab-funded institutes in the most highly valued universities. They are running your campaigns. They are deciding what goes and does not go on your screens. They are making laws about their religions and so on. And you're like, oh, the Jews, they're controlling everything. The Jews. Yeah, you continue worrying about the Jews. You continue worrying about the Jews like a bunch of imbeciles. Gosh. Hopeless.
So, Logos, did that go the way you hoped it would?
Hopeless society.
Same shit.
A different person, a third person.
A third person.
Just whatever.
A third
case in your place, whatever.
Filming me, pointing at my house, yelling.
Okay.
And
Here's a Muslim.
There is no mention of Yahweh by name in any other scripture book or text ever. Only Elohim Allah.
Are you retarded? Even Adam
This is like, dude. If there was like a idiotic comment of the year, this would be it.
Like in the middle of having discussions with somewhat smart people who say dumb things, you come in and just put the dumbest thing ever into the chat. What? I almost feel like I want to start laughing maniacally about how crazy people are.
Hey, I just looked it up. I just looked it up to get the exact number. The name Yahweh occurs 6,828 times in the Old Testament, and that's not including other forms such as Yah or expressions like Hallelujah and so on. It's talking specifically Yahweh. 6,828 times in the Old Testament. It's never mentioned, not once, ever. Definitely not 6,828 times. Hey, Ibn Adam Hawa, you'd be great at joining the Gropers and being one of their Holocaust deniers, because you guys are all great with numbers.
Ibn Adam Hawa, I'm sorry for calling you retarded earlier. It just
that would be an insult to retarded people.
I just didn't know how to react after everything that that I'm seeing something as stupid as this. I just don't know what to think, what to say anymore. I have run out of good reactions to things. But here is something to look into, dear Ibn Exodus 6. You can use a version. You can use a side by side. You can use an interlinear translation, whatever it is. Look it up. The Lord Yahweh. Here it says very clearly, therefore say to the Israelites, I am Yahweh. You know, when it says Lord in all capital letters here in English, that is put there because of the Jewish tradition of not spelling out or pronouncing the name of God. And the name of God is specifically what you say does not appear in any text here. That is specifically the name of God in the Bible that you took your fake religion from. I would recommend studying the origins of actual religious belief which your fake religion based itself on, because your fake religion makes you ignorant and say dumb stuff like this. Please.
Yeah. Hey, Ibn Adam Hawa, this would be a really good time to reevaluate your methodology and however it is you come to conclusions, right? You just said one of the most embarrassingly stupid things we've ever come across, ever. And we come across a lot of embarrassingly stupid things. The fact that you somehow believed this because you heard it somewhere and you just mindlessly repeated it without bothering to take AP's advice. Why don't you look things up before you post them as if you know what you're talking about, right? In other words, this should be a time for you to go, why did I say that when it's insanely idiotic? Why? How did I come to believe something that's insanely idiotic? What do I have in my methodology on how I determine what's true and false that causes me to mindlessly accept completely idiotic, insane things? Maybe I need a better method. Maybe I need to be more careful. Maybe I need to look things up. That's what you should be doing. Instead, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to go to a different live stream. They always doesn't occur anywhere in any scripts aren't so smart until you find someone who's stupid enough not to know better.
Gotthard made a fair point and said, well, that isn't once, to be fair.
Not once. It's not mentioned once. Right. Over 6,000 times. We stand corrected.
I was actually surprised when I learned about the number over 6,600 times when I made a video, when I was researching for a video that I made a long time ago about how Allah got his name wrong. Still one of my favorite videos, if I may say so myself. That's when I was deeply researching the whole name of God topic. Man, I was making good videos back in the day.
You made some banger videos back in the day, man. Imagine if you'd kept up with it. You'd have like 2 million subscribers now. Half the world would have left Islam.
Yeah. Had I just continued making videos as I was doing it, Islam would be dead now.
They wouldn't even be talking about the avalanche of apostasy. They'd be like, avalanche. Ha! The Armageddon of apostasy.
It's already buried and done, man.
Done.
Hey, look, I'm not trying to be argumentative.
Did Islam get nuked? That would be Syrian girl. Look at AP's last video and how many Muslims left Islam. Did AP nuke Islam?
Hey, speaking of Syrian girl, have you seen this?
That's my boy. Sheikh Imran Hussein is the real ummah. Oh man. It's weird. That guy's involved in some creepy scandals and stuff like that. But anyway, guys, I have a video with that guy. He's a Sunni Muslim who doesn't believe that Surah 4 verse 157 is denying that Jesus was nailed to a cross or even that he died. And he calls it pathetic and points out some of what we say, that the standard Islamic narrative turns Allah into this horrible deceiver who leads people astray. You can't trust your senses because you don't know when Allah is tricking you and so on. He calls this pathetic nonsense. So hats off to him. Hats off to him. He has one of the weirdest ways of speaking I've ever seen.
Pathetic. No, well, he's kind of a pervert. He's kind of a pervert guy. It's like
that's what I've heard. I've heard he's. So it makes sense that he'd be hanging out with a Syrian girl. Hang on. Sheikh Imran Hussein. I'm going to see exactly because we don't want to spread any false reports about anyone. Let me see what he's.
I know it. I'm not
What?
just believing the game. I have actually researched his the things that he did, and I have also gone down the rabbit hole and seen all the evidence about him. And I must say it is very disturbing. And I say this with a little bit of embarrassment that I have actually sat down and was exposed to videos of Sheikh Imran Hussein. as an old man walking around naked while satisfying himself and being rude to his then wife or something, companion, and being abusive and so on. And it's kind of weird. And when all of this came out, he started crying and was like, and I must say that those people who sinfully and wrongfully exposed my private life and did not separate it from the public person that I am, with everything I have done for the Ummah, shame on them. If you have seen it, delete it.
Pathetic.
But the thing is, I get it. People have their problems. People have problems. But it's one thing for
this man has real problems.
For a random private person to have problems, but for another person who is a community leader and a guide for religious matters and moral matters to have some significant, huge problems like that at home, and to then also be abusive toward his wife, who had to separate and then expose him over all those things. That's a little bit nasty, man. But anyway, I'm not sure why this came up. Why are we talking about him?
You brought up Syrian girl.
What's wrong with you, man?
Call, and they drove right by the car that I was
I
driving.
can't answer for that.
And I'm not asking to.
But what I
you
would
give me
say,
this advice. That's what I
but
did.
what I would say is continue to call. Hopefully, a better.
Okay, I don't care anymore. This guy is an imbecile too. And
Yeah, it does suck, and that I mean, you could see both perspectives here. He's like, there's this woman at my door. Let me call the cops. And then if you're the cops and you have to deal with stuff, okay, this guy's calling and saying this woman is knocking on his door. Okay, we got 7 murders we got to deal with, and this guy says a woman's knocking at his door. Not exactly the biggest priority.
Somebody's knocking at your door. Do you know that song, David?
No.
You don't know that song? That's a Christian song, man.
Oh,
When I
okay.
was
Okay, so I guess I just know every Christian song ever because I'm a Christian.
Of course, you're supposed to know every Christian song, man. When I was a child, when I was in Germany in school,
you thought like a child.
When I started 5th grade, we started singing in music classes. We started singing English songs, and for some reason, the primary thing that the teacher went for was religious Christian songs. I don't know if this is something that you guys do in America, where you have this strictly secular environment in schools. It's not quite like that in Germany.
It wasn't like that in elementary school. Kids would still sing like regular Christmas songs, Away in a Manger and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Songs that were clearly about Jesus. That was a thing back then. I don't know if that's changed.
But yeah, we would sing different songs, and one of those songs that I learned then was about somebody's knocking at your door. Oh, sinner, why don't you answer? Somebody's knocking at your door. Something like that. It's funny. Anyway, Islam would be the most hilarious joke ever if it weren't for all the death, destruction, suffering, and misery it caused. It is still funny. It's called dark humor, man.
Yeah, you gotta it wouldn't be dark humor if there wasn't all the death and destruction, but because there's death and destruction and misery and so on, then it's dark humor.
It's funny because it's death and destruction and so on. Coffee house dialogue. Wow, the traitor pays enough money for 4 to 10 good R-15 rifles as the consequences of his pro-Islamist actions sink in. Let him delete there. I don't know. Yeah. It's just amazing to me that he claims to pay $13,000 a week on security and stuff.
Must be nice.
Must be.
Maybe we're on the wrong side, AP.
Just like 676,000 annual before taxes. LOL, says Buddy.
Cha-ching. Cha-cha-ching-ching.
Man.
Money all the time.
Real photo of hijab's fight. Should learn to defend yourself like hijab.
Yes, you too can kick a fat guy in the stomach.
He didn't even kick him. I saw it. I mean, he just barely touches the stomach, and the guy just.
I only saw the one little part, but I thought he did this little kick in the stomach.
Yeah, and the guy's stomach starts wobbling, and it doesn't stop. It's like.
But it's a weird situation because the way look. I mean, I didn't look all. I mean, I just saw a little thing on Twitter, but it's like. Okay, on the one hand, in the fat guy's defense, it is Mohammed Hijab who's giant kicking you in the stomach. On the other hand, dude, you have plenty of insulation there. How did that little kick send you to the ground?
I don't know.
In other words, if a quick little kick to the stomach sends you to the ground, you probably shouldn't be fighting MMA. Destiny just tweeted, Nick is safe. He's at his place. No.
The funny thing is, I can't tell at this point if Black Angel is just making this up or if this actually happened.
Yeah, we don't know what to believe. We don't know what to believe or what to think is fake anymore.
This sounds like something that the Destiny would make a joke about. So
Destiny's like, hey, Nick, I'm here to help. Nick's like, first of all, come down this alley. We want to go to my backyard. I don't want anyone seeing from the street what's going on here.
Oh man. Let's see. Advanced Christmas greetings, joy, peace to all. Yes, thank you. Happy Merry Christmas.
I'm seriously just hoping because it's Christmas. We got Hanukkah.
It's one of those instances where
you just don't want any jihadis getting the idea to go massacre a bunch of people right now.
It's one of those times where Hanukkah coincides with Christmas perfectly, aligns perfectly almost. Hanukkah's coming up, and of course, we're gonna have some really, really nice conversations again about Jews.
Why? What? You see what the Jews are doing? They're trying to take over Christmas by putting Hanukkah on the same day as Christmas. You see, they're oppressing you. Nick Fuentes was right.
It's funny because I normally wouldn't tweet something like this, but I'm not sure if you saw it. But the other day I posted about Hanukkah just very briefly, just because I saw a bunch of gropers and others going crazy about Jewish stuff and Hanukkah stuff. Without even saying anything about it. I just merely tweeted a simple fact.
That's funny. I didn't see that.
All I did was Jesus celebrated Hanukkah. And of course, it's like the comment section is a war zone. And I didn't even say anything, man. All I did was state a fact. That's all I did.
Then you put the menorah up there with a big star of David. I think you knew what you were doing there, AP. I think you had some sort of plan behind that.
Well, is it true or not? Did Jesus celebrate Hanukkah or not?
Mm-hmm.
It is true.
Mm-hmm.
It is true. Alhamdulillah. In fact, it's one of those very significant occasions in the Gospels.
Yep, it's John 10. That is
John 10.
Yep. Feast there it's called the Feast of Dedication, but that's what it is.
Dedication means dedication is Hanukkah. So it directly references Hanukkah, and it also depicts him as in the temple. So then came the festival of dedication. Dedication means Hanukkah. It even says here that is Hanukkah.
Hanukkah is
At Jerusalem.
festival of lights.
It was winter, and Jesus was in the temple courts walking in Solomon's colonnade.
See, he knew it was Christmas. It's winter. It's Christmas.
Solomon's colonnade is part of the temple. He was clearly there. The Jews who were there gathered around him, saying, "How long will you keep us in suspense? If you are the Messiah, tell us plainly," and so on. So this is a significant section of the story of Jesus, and it directly depicts him as partaking in Hanukkah. But just because I said this, it's like I started a war, and it's kind of funny. It just shows how these people have big problems with Jews while claiming to be Christians.
This man has real problems.
Trans porn is a gray area. Some Mexican allegedly. Draw your own conclusion. Trans porn is a gray area. That's what he said. That's funny. Ligamathic Aeon said, "We must use Groper standards against them. Therefore, this is an inside job until falsified. Even after falsified, I will continue to stupidly insist that it's an inside job, despite all evidence. I'm just asking questions after all." That's what I did. When people started telling me that he was attacked by somebody, I said, that's what you are told. I'm not sure if that's true.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. We got this guy, and he's saying that all these people are coming to his house all day long. He can't even sleep. All day long for days, he can't even sleep. And they're simultaneously sending him all these messages threatening to grape him. I mean, think. Okay, if we're baking cookies, how many cookies could you bake in one day? I mean, how many? I mean, how many batches of cookies can you? Is it even believable? Is it even conceivable that all these people are coming to his house and sending him messages all day long? No, it's just a little ridiculous. I mean, come on, do the math. Think about the cookies. This is nonsense. That's how they act. And then, oh my goodness, this is airtight logic. Who can refute it?
Nick Fuentes, by the way, who also in the past harassed Ben Shapiro while his own community was attacking Ben Shapiro and harassing his family, he publicly went up to Ben Shapiro's family and started shouting at him and so on. It's on camera. Look it up. It's all hypocrisy all the time. And Waco Fuentes is infamous because of his own toxic behavior. It's just the consequences. I don't think it's funny, though. Maybe it will wake him up. No, I don't think it's funny that he's being attacked at all.
Yeah, I don't think it's funny that he's doxxed and so on, that some lunatic showed up at his house. I think it's funny, like legitimately hilarious, that when that a known white supremacist, the moment people say, "Are you a white supremacist?" What? A Mexican? That's crazy. A Mexicanist, eh? Hey, Vato, don't you see me, man? I'm Mexican, eh? I think that is legitimately, absolutely hilarious. So there's something bad, but there's a bunch of hilarious stuff that's connected to it. So we will laugh at this hilarious stuff. But you are correct. Maybe it will wake him up, right? Yes, maybe what you hope is that the next time someone, and it's going to be somewhat inevitable, he won't be able to just mock someone for being doxxed anymore. He won't be able to mock someone for saying that she's being threatened with rape anymore. I mean, he could do it. He will instantly be called on it. Wait a minute. Here's a video of you ready to break down in tears over it, Nick. So things will change, and you hope he will learn.
Alhamdulillah. Just look at these. This is a whole different genre of human beings. Whites have been criticized on slavery for decades. No one will forget what Jews have done. What? Like, I made a post, things Candace has done since October 7th to criticize Israel, justified Nazi book burnings, disputed the inhuman Nazi medical experiments, downplayed the Holocaust, claimed allies were worse. Oh, and then there's also the anti-Israel, anti-Jew stuff, of course. And you have, of course, gropers turning up and saying things like these. I guess what this guy is saying here is that the Jews were the ones who did slavery. That's one of those stupid conspiracy theories. They actually based that on always the same screenshot. You can find it when you look it up. That it was actually the Jews were the majority of slave owners in the South in America. The Jews were the slave owners. It's like somebody made a note and even pointed out on the note itself that this is not true, but they will always take that note without looking at the details, without pointing at the fact that it actually says there right there that this is not true. So look, this is evidence that most slave owners were Jews.
Wait, so you're saying that gropers have the same basic reading comprehension ability as like the Daniel Hikikachu crowd?
Yes, pretty much. It's very it gets I know it sounds very absurd the way I just said it. You could even say, wait, what are you talking about? It doesn't make any sense. It really is that absurd. It really is that stupid. It really is that ridiculously stupid. I'm serious. Sit down in your free time and look up the conspiracy theory that Jews were that slave owners were Jews. It is all based on a clear misreading, misunderstanding, or deliberate misinterpretation of a text, but it's just incredibly stupid. Like, at least make it a little bit smart to misrepresent something deliberately to attack Jews. It's incredibly stupid. It's so dumb, it doesn't even make sense. Where was she wrong? Where was she wrong? Soviets were worse than NS Germany. I said allies, not Soviets, you freaking idiots. People. Fuentes, unbelievable. I'm more late than AP. How dare you? How dare you? Hey, Daily Wire, new chair. Did you steal AP's money for his new computer? I hope you don't have physical problems. By the way, are you getting nerdy?
Why would having a super dope chair be nerdy?
It is absolutely related. You're the only person who has an objection to this. Coffee House Dialogue. These gropers are now saying
Wait,
you don't
side note. True or false? AP, you were literally the person who was always complaining about my chair and telling me to get a new one.
Yes.
That's true. See, just wanted that clear.
Yes. These growers are now saying you don't care about the Middle Eastern Christians. They clearly did not watch your coverage of Syria. I know I have people walking around. Oh, so it's gonna be about. So what about the Christians? I was one of the first people talking about this kind of stuff to point out, guys, the Syrian government falling and jihadists taking over might not be that good because of Christians and so on. Didn't I say that from the very beginning, David? Didn't we talk about this extensively?
Yeah, and guys, just so everyone knows, when we say we want Hamas crushed, when I say I want Hamas crushed, I'm thinking about Christians. I believe that if there's going to be any long-term peace for Jews, for Christians, for anyone, you have to crush the terrorist groups. There is going to be collateral damage if you're crushing a terrorist group, especially one that runs and hides and cowers in tunnels underground after they slaughter a bunch of your people. But the idiotic idea that, oh, well, in order to support the Christians, we need Israel to leave Hamas alone and let Hamas kill as many people as possible and take over Israel and slaughter all the Christians. You're freaking lunatics and morons. You sound insanely stupid when you think that for the good of Christians, we need to support Hamas, because Hamas is really great for Christians. All Islamic terrorist groups are wonderful for Christians. Don't attack them. Christians might get killed in the crossfire. Let the terrorists go. Let them flourish. Freaking morons, man.
Powerful. What is this?
Nation. My dearest brothers, know that you are created in this dunya in a nation that should be a leading nation. For Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, you are a nation that was brought to people. You are the best nation. Why? Because you called for that which is good.
Yes, banging kids and slaughtering unbelievers in the name of Allah. This makes you the best people.
What sort of idiot caveman mentality convinces you? Like, dude, whoever you are, look around at the freaking world. Just open your eyes and look around. What business do you have saying, oh, look at us, we're the best of people ever raised up for mankind, as Surah 3 verse 110 says? You see? Delusional. Guys, and this is the problem. You take people who are running around talking about, we must bang as many little girls as possible, and we will enslave everyone, and we will kill everyone, we'll kill the people, we will slaughter them, we'll subjugate them, we'll take all their stuff and make them come and hand us money. And they say, oh yeah, you're the good guys. You get the thumbs up from God when you're going around and doing these things to kids, and say, you're the good guys. And they go, really? You see, we're the best people. Guys, that's a cult mentality. It says, hey, take all of your sickest desires, don't get them under control. Instead, amp them up and believe that God wants you to do those things. And that is the proof that you're the best people in the world. That is some sick cult nonsense there.
This is the proof.
Others to do good. Allahumma ya Rabbi alayka bis-sahainati al-mujrimin arabahum wa ajamahum. اللهم أحصهم عددا اقتلهم بددا لا تغادر منهم أحدا فإنهم لا يعجزونك اللهم عذبهم بأيدينا واخزهم وانصرنا عليهم واشف صدور قوم مؤمنين.
Good luck with that, man. Allah doesn't seem to be on your side. Allah doesn't really care, man. Hey, remember when this one Turkish politician was praying to Allah to humiliate Israel, and then he died immediately?
Yeah, I do remember that.
I don't understand why these people didn't get the memo.
Yeah, guys, and you know what's funny is the fall of Assad. When you saw how Muslims react, Sunni Muslims reacted to the fall of Assad, it's, you see, this proves that Allah's on our side. It's like, you guys have taken 487 military losses this year. You defeat one Alawite dude, and suddenly this is the proof that Allah's on your side. So you guys are, for the year, you guys are 1 and 487. One win, 487 losses, and somehow that one win is the proof that Allah's on your side and helping you to crush other groups.
This is the proof.
These are the same guys who can read 487 Bible verses and find one that they can twist, and the 487 all say Muhammad is a false prophet, and this one is something they can twist. They'll say, you see, the Bible agrees with us. I've never seen anything like that. I mean, anyone can do this. Anyone can do this. But in Islam, it's just dialed up. They can look at a trillion things, all of which refute Islam, except one, which they can twist and reinterpret as something confirming Islam. And they'll look at all of it and say, you see, it's the proof that Islam is true. You see? Weird stuff.
This is what they do.
Hang on. Hey, P, you'll love this. What? Carl Bro said, no, D Wood, it was 487 Pyrrhic victories.
Nice. Nicely done. So here's the Turkish politician who said that Israel and those who support Israel will not escape the wrath of Allah.
Allah'ın gazabından kurtulamayacaksınız. Hepinizi saygıyla selamlıyorum. Allah'ın gazabından kurtulamayacaksınız. Hepinizi
You will not escape the wrath of Allah. AP.
Yes.
If that had happened,
And by the way, Phil, wait, hold on a second. By the way, this guy was taken to the hospital and he died that night, that day, which is sad. And
it's similar to the situation with Nick Fuentes, in that you don't want people to just be dropping dead and so on. However, given the person, not something anyone's going to feel bad about.
No, I mean, honestly, with Nick Fuentes, I don't feel bad at all. With this guy here, I don't know what this guy's legacy is and who this guy is. Random person having strong opinions about Israel. I mean, he might be, he might be a good person at heart or something. I don't know anything about this guy, but it's ironic that he gives a speech like this, and immediately after he says that Israel and its supporters will not escape the wrath of Allah, he immediately falls down, is immediately unconscious, and later that day is declared dead.
So, AP, Muslims don't take, you've pointed out, Muslims don't take this as any sort of sign or any sort of warning. But if, let's say, Benjamin Netanyahu were giving a speech on how Yahweh is going to be on his side in destroying Hamas, and then at the very end of his speech, Netanyahu fell over and dropped dead, would we, at any point for the rest of our lives, stop hearing about that as the proof that Islam is true?
Nope.
That would be their go-to argument forever. Forever. It would be their number one argument forever. This is connected to what I just said. They can look at anything. They will only pick out things that somehow can be construed as confirming their position. A trillion things could happen that refute Islam, and they would not pay the slightest heed to it. Somehow Islam programs people to think like this.
Yep. And I will make it even better, just comparable to this. If Netanyahu gave a speech and he said at the end of his speech, and God is with us, and then he immediately fell down and died as a result of that, we would never, ever stop hearing the end of it. How this is a divine message. But here, I'm not the one saying this is a message, but if you want to take these such things as messages, here is your message, man. Here is your message. Here is your message.
Allah'ın gazabından kurtulamayacaksınız. Hepinizi saygıyla selamlıyorum.
Powerful. Anyway, Eric Barlow, Christmas and Hanukkah are happening at the same time this year. Both start on December 25. AP has no excuse for not becoming a Christian and celebrating both. This is a fair point. This is a good point. I'm going to soon join a little Jewish community to observe Sabbath together. They invited me, which I feel very happy about. I'm going to say more about that in a few weeks. Inshallah. Go top, Mexicans can't be white supremacists. They're not allowed. Songs of relief. War is messy, but cleanup is a breeze with Benjamin Cohen's all-new Evaporate. Use code Frankist for a free pager. Knew too much, knows too much. Mexican is a nationality, not a skin color or race. That's true. Powerful. Leaf of a vine eternal. Me llamo Guillermo Chapel. No me gusta juice. Yeah. Song of relief. Can you believe these times we live in? I can't. Vatican II says Christians and Muslims worship God. You see, Nick is a Muslim, alhamdulillah. Steve McLovin. Yeah, it also says that that it is absolutely unacceptable to collectively hate Jews or depict them as bad or evil or responsible for anything. Unfortunately, Nick Fuentes doesn't get the memo. Nick Fuentes only has security 1 week every 2 years. What's the joke here? I don't get it. I don't know. Celia Rosencrantz said the fear of being persecuted for degeneracy causes people to construct an outwardly pious and righteous facade. It's a self-defense mechanism. This is kind of what I was thinking of. That's probably what's going on with these people who pretend to be these warriors for a moral society, and it turns out that they're just a bunch of perverts. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like with these people. Anne Wyckoff, every anti-Semite I've met personally has been diagnosed as mentally ill. The ones on X and people like Nick seem that way too. Yeah, well, lots of these people who have, who especially go for the conspiracy theories are people who will have big obsessions with paranoia and, you know, extreme distrust in society, thinking, oh no, nothing is happening for no reason. Do you see that car that just drove past us? Why would it drive past us? Why would it do that? Why is there a car? It clearly is a proof that the Jews are doing something.
Yeah, some people are simply they're wired to cling to conspiracy theories, and they'll just look around at things and say, "Hey, this little detail of this story doesn't something off about this. What should I believe instead? This conspiracy theory that's like 1,000,000 times more insane than the original story, but that will somehow be more believable to them." Now, the conspiracy theorists can go in all kinds of directions. They'll cling to all sorts of things, but saying, "Hey, Jews are behind everything," that's among the more attractive conspiracy theories for people to cling to. So yes, you are going to get a disproportionate number of people who have mental problems. And just look, who do we have? Kanye.
Powerful. Powerful. Sanke, Nick, is that Dihya Al-Kalbi going inside your room every night? No, it's my private bodyguard.
I have a private bodyguard who comes over every night to guard my body in my room. He lays on top of me and guards my body.
Well, he's just here for security purposes.
He's here to secure my.
David Wood looks now like King Dizzle with his chair, or like a James Bond villain. When will you join him, AP? Or are you the Mossad who tries to take him out?
Yeah, when I grabbed this thing, I wasn't thinking. I was just thinking, okay, big chair. I wasn't thinking people are going to see it. Now that I see it and it's just dark, I should have got like some gold thing or something. Wouldn't that have been cooler? About sitting on like this big gold chair.
Yes. You know what's funny? I'm looking through my bookmarks right now. This is one of the funniest things. Could you imagine if the Nazis bombed all the homes of the people they suspected were hiding Jews? Nazi Germany did have laws on the books that anybody in the general governorate of the occupied Polish region could be punished by death for aiding Jews in hiding. The punishment was enforced many times. Don't be an idiot. Don't be an idiot. Don't be stupid.
Don't be stupid.
Don't be. This is very funny. Wait a minute. The entire thread. It's an entire thread that is all community noted.
Wow. Did she get community noted on everything? That's got to be a record, man. What?
Man. Did they bomb them? Community noted, yes. Man, that's nasty.
It's funny though.
The funny thing about chairs is that at some point I had a chair that was actually the opposite of what David has. It was one of those chairs that are just, you know, you just sit on them and they don't have a rest or anything, and it's kind of bouncy to distract yourself. And I thought it was kind of cool. It was keeping me more productive and focused. But then something happened to it. I don't know. When I came to visit you and brought a bunch of stuff with me, I came back. I couldn't find the chair anymore. I have no idea if I left it in a hotel room or
chair.
Something. Yeah, it was like a foldable. It was like a chair that you could.
It's possible because you were in a hotel room, so
yeah,
we were recording there.
Yes, I think I might have lost. I might have just left it there because it was very small. Estini Estini says, I know the truth about 9/11. Trust me, I know all about inside jobs. Knows too much. It's no coincidence anti-Hebrew hate-filled hypocrites just so happen to be the worst people on the planet. It is a big coincidence, actually. Huge coincidence. Estini, wait. Other people were trying to take my man. Back off. He's my cutie patootie. Ein Berliner mit Berliner. In Berlin wurden vor kurzem zwei This is an English-speaking channel. Ein Berliner mit Berliner. What is this? This is an English-speaking channel. We don't do German here. In Berlin wurden vor kurzem zwei Polizisten von einer Polizeitransperson missbraucht, haben sich scheinbar in einer Bar gefunden. Sachen gibt's. That's interesting. Huh. Coffee House Dialogue says, you see, Ridwan just laughed at his misfortune. You see the proof, Arab-Turkish accent. Yeah, it's true. Spartans wouldn't let their daughters marry until they were 20 years old. Why? Stronger and healthier offspring. This age limit idea is not new. This is true. Facts.
And guys, I was mentioning earlier when I was talking about, you know, the age at which girls are finishing school and then being away from their parents and so on. That just happens to coincide with, as we've seen from Inspiring Philosophy, who's done all the research on this, that tends to coincide with all the health problems that arise from child marriage when they reach a low point, is right around the 17 to 19-year-old range. That's when the health problems of getting pregnant, you know, danger to the mother, danger to the baby, that's when these drop very low. In other words, it's significantly safer to get pregnant when you're 18 than when you're 13. You get pregnant when you're 13, might even have a baby with no problems and so on, but the chances of you having problems are significantly higher the younger you are.
In other words, so I thought I should have a background here.
In other words, no, senor. Oh, you wanted a different picture up?
Yeah. No, senor.
No comprende. No comprende. No
Ash
habla.
McDeroy, fajitas, Uber better watch out and never end up in prison because you're for sure eligible to be some big black dude's female dog. No doubt. We will be watching. This is pretty rude, Ash McDeroy. Pretty rude.
Might like that. I don't know.
RKZ edits. Made it to my second live. Very, very nice. Keep up the good work. I've been watching all your lives for the last couple months because I have nothing better to do. I have learned so much love from Canada. David would stop hating on my country. It's not our fault you went to prison.
What are you laughing at? See, this is why I don't like your country. Produces people like you who just randomly attack me.
Wow, man. That was brutal.
Canada. If estrogen were a country, it would be Canada.
RKZ edits. That was a solid burn. It was good though, wasn't it?
No.
Okay, fine.
I'm being persecuted, everyone. You see, I believe that no one should ever make fun of me. You see, I'm going to call the cops on this one.
Alhamdulillah. It's funny. Cam says, heard it. I just want to point out for everyone, I don't think it's okay to make fun of people like this. And I would suggest not doing that.
But the
people. Cam heard it here first. Nick is going to convert to Islam because AP is going to be the next Pope, inshallah. This is true. Alhamdulillah. Based Autistic, David Wood saw your vid with live stream with Cam. Thank you guys so much for the prayers for my dad. He had 99% blockage in 2 arteries and needed 2 stents, but he's fine now. Honestly, you guys have a pretty freaking cool fan base community.
That's true. We do. Not AP so much, but yeah, me and Cam, yeah.
I think my community is the best in the world. I have to say personally.
You're the best community ever raised up for mankind by chance.
My community is the best of creatures, while all the others are the worst of creatures.
Hey, hold up. I'm going to put a random comment up. I just glanced over and saw this. David, did you try to kill your father with a hammer? Yes, I literally made a 34-minute video going through all the details, which you can find on my channel. I have no idea why in 2024 this is still confusing to people, and they're treating it as is it just a rumor? David, what's going on? You see, I can literally make an entire video and people will just instantly ask me about it. Like they don't know. David, why are you trying to hide the fact? Why are you trying to conceal it with this 34-minute video on your channel? Why are you not talking about it, David? Why is no one talking about this?
Base Autistic, wish your father all the best. Hey, did you review that? You guys reviewed that debate between Alex O'Connor and the Knechtli guys. I saw everyone bashing the Knechtli guys, saying that they did horribly.
Yeah, apparently they're not. They may be great at what they do on college campuses, but as far as like sit down formal debate with someone like Alex O'Connor, I don't know enough to comment. Based on the feedback, apparently they did not do well, but that's not what our live stream was about. Cam's position was that Alex is using arguments that he knows are flawed, and he's pretending they're not because he thinks he has weak opponents. And so that was basically Cam's problem. He's saying he knows there are answers to this stuff, and he's bringing it up because he don't think these guys can answer. So that was kind of the issue. So Cam was basically saying, I was disappointed. I think that Alex, by this point, since he's been through this, he should be using better arguments. So that was the basic position.
Interesting. Nick, totally a Dawa guy, secret gay lover, hates the Jews, and is totally nerd who loves Star Trek. Alhamdulillah. Rusty saw Blade. AP, can you play the shofar in a Hong Kong accent? I could try, but I don't think that Hong Kong would go into the shofar. Why are you laughing?
I'm not.
Okay.
Coffee House. I'm thinking about something else and grinning about something else.
Nick, Coffee House dialogue. Nick slept with his black girlfriend, or at least a black woman. As
he never had a girlfriend. That's him trying to be cool on Fresh and Fit. Come on.
Wait a minute. He slept with this. He didn't have a girlfriend. What are you talking about?
He's never had a girlfriend. He's never had let alone a black girlfriend. He's changing the story.
I'm pretty sure that he never came close to a woman. That's weird. I don't think that's true. I think you're pranking us, Coffee House dialogue. Shauna Thornton says, Fuentes family got here in the early 20th century. My ancestors predate the American Civil War, so I don't know why this Catholic colonizer is here. I'm proving a point. I love Catholics. I do too. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Ari Wasserman, my name is Stupiders, and I signed the Declaration of Independence next to Nico Jose Fuentes. You can see the stew stain I left when I had 6. Estini, when I met up with Nick, I said I spell me with a D. He responded, there is no D in me. I replied, yeah, not yet. Ash McElroy, wow, David really gave his logos guy his word. That's true. I have a lot of respect for you too. I have a
lot.
I have Al-Uzza respect.
This guy's closer to spelling a lot correctly than the groper was. You see, Jews are better at spelling than gropers.
You know what makes me really sick about people who act like Nick Fuentes is a Christian, good Christian, and you're not. Why? How can you not support him and stuff? I have never heard somebody talk like this, especially as a Catholic. And I'm sorry for demonstrating this right now, but I'm trying to make a point here about Nick Fuentes, right? So,
young equals better. Okay, I'm with the Bible on this one, on God. You know what I expect? A fertile womb. A fertile womb and a sort of innocent, childlike spirit. When the Holy Spirit, selected Mary, did the Holy Spirit go, let's let's look for a mature woman that I have something in common with. Or did the Holy Spirit go and say, I need to... How old was the Virgin Mary? I think she was like, well, she wasn't 18. I'll say that much.
Well, on what basis? On what basis, Nick? That was actually the average. That was around the average age of first marriage at the time. IP has shown that. I think he said it's even around 20 was the average age of first marriage for women back then. But anyway, think about this stupidity. You're pointing out like how he sounds blasphemous when he talks like that. But think about this: if you wanted to follow the reasoning, look at how things were in the Bible. How old was Sarah when she gave birth to Isaac? No, like over 90.
Mary. Did the Holy Spirit go, let's look for a mature woman that I have something in common with? Did a person of the Trinity go around and say, I need to find one of those mature women that is smart and has common interests and things in common with me? Or did the Holy Spirit go and say, I need to... How old was the Virgin Mary? I think she was like, well, she wasn't 18. I'll say that much. Certainly wasn't 18.
This is our
You know what
pillar
I
of
expect? A fertile
Catholic Christian
womb
faith here.
and a sort of innocent, childlike spirit. All these people in the chat, dude, just stop. Shut up. Shut up. If you're, I'm banning people. If you're telling me to stop, you're gone. Bye. Fuck you. I'm out here free thinking, okay? And if I've got weird sexual interests, and if I'm dropping these red pills on you, you're going to shut up and stop, dude, just stop. Why? What, am I scaring the hoes? Good. Fuck them hoes. Okay? Okay? You want to go to the Correct Opinion show? Go watch TV. And you can watch all the Correct Opinions havers tell you about how they want same-aged wives, and they want to talk about their interests, and they want to do normal, not weird things. Okay? Abundant, plenty of 30-year-old fish in the sea for you guys, okay? Because I'm in the shallow end of the pool. Because I'm in the shallow end of the pool.
The kid end of the pool.
Them hoes that can't swim. About Destiny's wife creeping on me. She was creepy. Young, I'm in Destiny. I'm infamous. I'm a mysterious.
Hanging out rolling with Destiny, eh?
So it strikes me as a little bit disrespectful and weird for somebody who claims to be a devout Catholic to be talking about God, to be talking about the Holy Spirit and the selection of Mary and the sexualization of the topic, in comparing himself to and making this thing about laughing about how the Holy Spirit went around and said, "Oh, should I find one that has something in common with me, that is mature, 18 years old?" No, and he laughs about it. I mean, it is incredibly stupid on quite a few levels, and you could think about that just if you search the topic beyond the shallow aspect of it and think, how in the world are you comparing yourself in selecting a woman to to the divine, in selecting not the wife, not the companion, but the mother of this miraculous child being brought into the world? How do you think that is even remotely how do you think this is a good point to make? How dumb do you have to be? Seriously, how stupid do you have to be? It doesn't compare, it doesn't compute. It is so logically detached and dumb. If you want to think about the Trinity, if you think about God as a person, you cannot think about God selecting a sexually attractive, a likable person based on their age and things that they have in common with you, and then approaching them and then going for the younger one and so on. I mean, this is a completely messed up and weird representation of the entire topic of the Virgin Mary, of God, and so on. To loosely talk about it like this, it's very, very weird to me. What do you think, David?
Yeah, sounds like a total dork and a loser. That's what he sounds like.
It's kind of weird.
It's pretty creepy. And I mean, just think the sort of fans who would be impressed by this dude. Oh, there you go. And by the way, guys, don't lose sight of the fact that what's he even trying to defend with all that nonsense? Child marriage. He wants to bang. He wants guys to be able to bang kids.
This is so weird. Alfie here is obviously a groper, and Nick Fuentes fan says, you sound like feminists.
Have we ever seen one of these guys who could actually spell?
No.
Feminists.
I put the men in feminists.
The funny thing is, as I'm talking about this and critiquing what Nick Fuentes does here, I'm thinking that I'm approaching it from a more traditional perspective and talking about how he's dealing so loosely with a topic that deserves more respect. And here's this guy saying, "Oh, you sound like feminists." This guy would go to his religious authorities and say, "Oh, you guys are a bunch of losers, feminists, brainwashed, man, brainwashed. What respect? No, you have to be just like Nick Fuentes. You have to make jokes about sex and stuff when you talk about God, and that's the right way. We're not little losers. We're not little softy weakling feminists." This guy would go to the figures in the Bible and tell them they sound like stupid feminists. He would go to the guys who wrote the texts of the New Testament and tell them that they sound like a bunch of brainwashed feminists. You
guys sound like a bunch of brainwashed feminists. Everyone who's not a brainwashed feminist just sits around talking about banging little kids all day. That's what they do. See, guys, is that the sort of like low-level manipulation that works in your group? Oh, if someone says don't bang kids, we'll just say you sound like a feminist. And if they say don't support Hamas, we'll say you sound like a Jew. Stop licking the balls of Jew. Like everything with them is like manipulation 101, but it's tactics that are made specifically for manipulating morons. And they come over here, I'll tell you, if you're not on board with banging 5-year-olds, then you're a feminist. And the feminists, they don't want you banging 5-year-olds because they're trying to maximize the men for themselves when they're old.
Look, Alfie, obviously the topic here is not about us having an objection with marrying women under the age of 18. That's not the point here. That's not what this is about. That's not what this is about. In fact, I would agree with you.
Stupid? Are you stupid, Alfie? Are you stupid?
That's not a real question.
He's talking about him using the Holy Spirit and sexualizing the Holy Spirit as if the Holy Spirit was going around picking a future wife and said, "You know what I want? I want this young girl." Oh, really? How old was she? Oh, we have no record of how old Mary was. If you wanted to base anything, if you wanted to make a claim, you could say, okay, minimum age for marriage at that time in history would have been 12 and a half. And so you say, okay, well, maybe she was married right then. Wait a minute. If you go with average age of marriage at that time, you're talking 18, 19, or 20. So what are you going to go on? It's all speculation. But the idea that you're claiming that she was young just so you can defend marrying young girls when you have absolutely no basis for saying it and then saying that the Holy Spirit's basically going around looking, okay, who am I going to impregnate here? And he's portraying the Holy Spirit that way.
I'll make it very simple. It sounds like he is describing the Holy Spirit as if the Holy Spirit was at a bar looking for a good match and picking up girls. I like this.
That's how real men talk. If you don't talk like that, then you're basically a weakling feminist. This is what works in our community. You're sounding like a Jew.
I'm serious.
A Jewish feminist.
You freaking gropers! You would literally, if Jesus was around, if Jesus came personally and started speaking the way he speaks in the Gospels, you would laugh and call him a loser and a feminist. If Saint Paul came and talked to you the way he talked, you would go out to him and say, "Look at this pathetic loser! Look at him, sounds like a feminist. I bet he votes for these loser. I bet he's watching CNN."
He's starting to sound like a Jew. This Paul is sounding like a Jew. Jesus, you're starting to sound like a Jew with all this.
Seriously, I mean, these guys sound like a bunch of freaking 5-year-olds.
Morons.
And they spell like a bunch of 5-year-olds.
Look, I don't want to.
Hey, Alfie. Hey, Alfie. I challenge you to a spelling contest against my 6-year-old son.
Oh, man. Ari Wasserman, I have a lot of respect for you too. I do too. Al-Uzza. Allahu Akbar. Al-Uzza Akbar. Let's fight about this. And Wyckoff, the gropers are a plague on X. How did they get to be so many crude Nazis overnight? In all honesty, while I have always been in favor of the whole free speech platform idea, I know some people don't like it, but I think that Twitter turned from a pro woke bias platform into a pro neo-Nazi bias platform in a while. And I know some people are putting plenty of evidence together to specifically make that point, but I also have quite some screenshots to make that point. But every day nowadays, we're having people banned for simply making jokes on the pro-Israel side, for example, while you have people who literally have rape Jews in their usernames, and these are manually reviewed and no violations found, and things like that. It's getting really, really weird. This is not a free speech platform anymore. A free speech platform would be a platform that treats everyone equally, where everyone can say whatever they want. This is turning into something different, into something where they're trying to go against what was there before, which was the pro-leftist, pro-wokist bias, and now trying to do the opposite, which is not a path to go down. It's a very, very bad path. It's a very bad path. Arya Wasserman, what would happen if Nicki Minaj woke up in an alley to Allah and Al-Uzza and Manat? I mean, you're hot, but you're not 15-year-old drag queens. That's an interesting imagination. Andy Thompson, if they don't do idol worship, why are they called Mohammed? That's true. That's very, very true. K-Force, Nick Fuentes claims to be a believing Christian. Has he ever communicated Christian precepts or engaged in any sort of attempt to promote Christianity that wasn't clearly tied to a political move? No, on the contrary, he has also insulted very well-respected people in his own community, in the Catholic community, simply because they pointed out that politicizing Jesus for their own agenda with anti-Semitism and all that is not okay. He actually started insulting them and accusing them of having ulterior motives and worshiping the Holocaust. In fact, let me bring this up here. Trent Horn.
Trent Horn.
Trent Horn, Trent Horn. That went quite well.
That
it was also
jam.
It was also pretty dumb. But so here, let's see. Here he is. Here's another Christian Jew telling a stupid goyim the proper way to say Christ is king without being a Holocaust denier or an anti-Semite or one who praises Hitler. Thank you, Pope Jew. Now I understand. I will be a good goy from now on and always believe in the Holocaust. This is his response to a video by Trent Horn, which was very reasonable. I've seen it, in which Trent Horn was pretty much saying about the topic, Christ is King, what you and I said before as well, which is that if you are going to say the phrase, don't make it a politically motivated phrase where you use the name of Jesus in order to make a point against Jews. Don't use it. Don't abuse it for your own political agenda. That's basically what Trent Horn was saying it. And his response is, here's another Christian Jew telling a stupid goyim the proper way to say Christ is king without being a Holocaust denier or an anti-Semite. I'm not sure where else this is, but he went on a huge rant about this, about Trent Horn, and also made a video in which he accused him of worshiping the Holocaust. This man has real problems, man. He has real problems with actual religious people.
But I'm Mexican, so.
Nick Fuentes. You see Oliver Stone on PBD talking about Jews in the banks and how Muslims countries took in Jews. Was like, Oliver, are you a Jew hater? Who's Oliver Stone?
Oliver, you don't know who Oliver Stone is?
No.
One of the most famous directors, famousest directors ever. He directed JFK, man.
Oh, that's
Platoon, I think. Was he Platoon? I'm trying to think.
Oh,
he Born on the 4th of July.
Natural Born Killers.
That was written by Quentin Tarantino, though.
Yeah. I watched that movie several times.
Well, you know, it kind of fits. I mean, if you think about like the movie JFK, the dude is into conspiracy theories, so he's one of the conspiracy-minded people.
The funny thing is, Quentin Tarantino said that nobody should watch the movie Natural Born Killers. He said he hates it.
Yeah, because they changed it a bit too much.
Yeah,
that was back before people were letting him direct his stuff. He was just writing stuff, trying to get into stuff, and he wanted his movies done differently. People would buy the script, and then they would make all kinds of changes.
Powerful, 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 powerful. Powerful. In the name of Allah, the merciful, the compassionate, may peace be upon Nicki Minaj and his efforts toward his new single, Jab. I ain't beating anybody. Hey, David, don't be too harsh with this Muslim, because we all know in Islam you count not like other people. 6-year-old Aisha is counted as a woman. This is true.
That's true.
So you can't get the numbers right. That's true.
That's true.
Leaf of a Vine Eternal. There is no mention of Allah by name in any religious scripture, book, or text ever, but there is mention of a man who raped a 6-year-old girl. Alhamdulillah. Partially true.
No, that's a parody of the no Yahweh mentioned in earlier scriptures.
No, it's true. David, not David, and Wyckoff, AP, please do it. Did AP nuke Islam video?
Did AP just nuke Islam? Guys, if you don't know what we're talking about, there's Syrian girl, and whenever there's some sort of just big explosion, like a big bomb is used, she posts, did Israel just nuke Syria? Did Israel just use a tactical nuke against Gaza? That she thinks that any big explosion is a nuclear bomb. When she apparently has, and you know, it was funny when your boy Stupiders, when he said, did Israel just nuke Syria? Then a community note popped up and said, if an actual nuclear bomb were used, it would have resulted in radiation, would have been picked up by satellites, all kinds of things. This is not a nuclear bomb. Syrian girl complained and said, what? People can't even express their opinions? It's like Syrian girl.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. Look, you can check it out. Check out Stupiders. Check out Stupiders tweet and the. Isn't that funny though? But I mean, I don't know what to do then. Like, okay, you have been corrected. They explained why your comment is insane and stupid. Why it's stupid to think that any big explosion is a nuclear bomb. And you get upset about it and say, why are people allowed to correct us? Why are people allowed to correct an insane, idiotic comment? Like, oh, any big explosion is a nuclear bomb. And then a community note actually explains it. No, that's not a nuclear bomb. If it were, these would be the results. We don't have those results. It's not a nuclear bomb. And what? We can't even express our opinions on this platform?
Hey, wait a minute. As we speak right now, there are breaking news about Kamala Harris.
What
which
about
say
it?
that Kamala Harris had to abruptly cancel a trip. This happened earlier today.
Yeah. Why is this interesting?
That because she's returning to the White House because of Joe Biden possibly stepping down and her assuming the presidency.
Wait, what? No. Wait. Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
People were suggesting that. People were suggesting that after she lost the election, they were saying that Joe Biden should step down and let her take over. And let her take over just so she can officially be the first female president of the United States.
Powerful.
Yeah,
Tesbot, it's depressing that so many people in the West are taken in by Islamic propaganda, and worse than that, Sada Khan to receive knighthood soon. There's no hope for the UK, man. Not sure why we're surprised by anything coming out of the UK. There's no hope for the UK. Correction, 9-year-old. To make up for my mistake, I will no longer use toilet paper to wipe, but rocks. Good. Good boy. Good boy.
Good boy.
Magnifico Giganticus said, Kenneth owns the mythology. No facts, just truth. Based. Any thoughts on James White being suspicious of the validity of October 7th? Who is James White?
He's a Christian apologist, but
is that the guy that you had a beef with?
He had a beef with us because he didn't like things like Islamicize me and Muhammad's boom boom room. He wants us to be extremely nice when dealing with Islam, and we disagree. But I have no idea what he said about October 7th. But anyone who's suspicious about the validity of October 7th, I would say I'd have to see it. James is a smart guy, so hey, I sent you a little link in the private chat.
I don't know why we're talking about James. Who cares about James White? Like, who has ever heard of James White? I swear. Nobody has ever heard of James White. Did Israel just nuke Syria?
Yeah, so he said, did Israel nuke Syria?
By the way, I was just joking when I said nobody heard of James White. Okay, I have nothing but respect for people that nobody has ever heard of.
So you see, guys, right? Big explosion there.
Wait a minute, they looked at this footage and said that's
a nuclear bomb, yeah.
And suggested that this is a nuclear bomb.
Yeah, because it's a big explosion, so it must be a nuclear bomb, not just a big bomb. It's a nuclear bomb, must be, because it's big. So you got to check out his comment, check out the community post, the community note, and then check out Syrian girl's response.
Did
Israel just nuke Syria? Wait, how many likes are on there?
29,000 people.
29,000 likes from morons. And then average neo-Nazi brain. Are you stupid? Where's Syrian girl? Does she have you blocked or something? Oh, there she is. Why is community notes allowed to highlight people's opinions? Wait, it's not here to highlight people's opinions. It's here to correct a stupid. And by the way, you know what? You know what's interesting, AP? The dude asked the question, hey, did they nuke? No, that's not what a nuclear bomb does. And so they answered him, and then she is mad. What is community notes
Video
doing?
does not show a nuclear explosion, which can be detected immediately
by satellites and seismic
detectors. It shows an ammunition depot in Tartus, Syria, filled with surface-to-surface missiles exploding from an Israeli airstrike.
So that was a weapons depot filled with weapons, missiles, and Israel blew it up so that jihadis would not grab them.
Powerful stuff. Powerful stuff. Powerful. But why are we talking about stupiders? Nobody has ever heard of stupiders. Stylus Bird has said, any thoughts on James White?
How many times are you going to read that?
Because James White is important. Daryl, Mary Solstice, axial tilt is the reason for the season. That's not true. It's a blasphemy. GoTop, AP, will you and the missus be celebrating Christmas on the 25th or January 7th? This is a good question.
Interesting question.
My wife goes very much with the very traditional Orthodox things nowadays. I don't know. Carol B, you think Nick regrets planting all those garlic trees around his house? This is a funny comment. This is an interesting combination of thoughts here. Juarez said, "Search Latino Zoomer, a Nick loyalist." Yikes! I have come across some people who call themselves dumb stuff like that. They have been creeping up in my comment section like cockroaches. By which I'm not saying cockroaches are bad. Just for clarification here.
The Latino Zoomer.
Slavic Chile says, my late Ukrainian grandmother once told me she saw a World War II Jewish mass grave the day after it was made. She said it was still moving. Oh, it's a lie. They spread this lie. Who knows?
Who are we supposed to believe? Your Ukrainian grandmother or Nick Fuentes?
How are we supposed to believe your Ukrainian grandmother? Many photos taken by multiple sides.
Detailed records.
Reports by the Nazis themselves.
The actual trials where people were brought on trial for the people they killed and the things they did.
And admitted to these atrocities.
Yeah.
Or
their defense, their defense, just remind you, their defense was, we were just following orders. That's why we did it. And not, what are you talking about? We didn't kill all those people. What are you crazy? You're crazy, man.
Or should we believe Nick Fuentes? It's very clear to me.
The choice is clear.
Nick Fuentes.
Yep. He's the groper.
Songs of Relief. I didn't love that letter from the Palestinian Christian churches telling the rest of us to repent. How to connect with that?
Yep, we went through that. Remember that? Went through that entire letter?
No, we didn't.
Or was that me and Rashid?
It was you and Rashid.
That was me and Rashid. AP must have agreed with the letter and therefore did not support our live stream.
Powerful. Did they say you're kafir if you side with Israel?
Yeah, kafir.
Knows too much. Resupplying an enemy with aid in the middle of a war is not a proper response. Imagine if IL did 5% of what it's been accused of. IL, yeah. Imagine if Israel did 5% of what. Yeah. Cam, but I saw Allah's name in my cereal, you see. Powerful. Good reason. Islam programs people like this somehow because it teaches people to love deception and hate the truth. This sort of business is bad for the soul. That's what you're saying, but does Allah agree with that? I don't think so. Michael Beacon, good God to Turkish politician, no you. Yeah, that's when God put the uni-reverse card. Alhamdulillah. If I remember correctly, Ali Dawa had cursed AP and AP is still here. In fact, AP has come nearer and nearer to Christianity. AP joined the family of God. God.
There was the time he prayed, he and all his followers prayed for us to get diseases. I don't know if he's just talking about that curse.
Well, there were two instances. There was one where he was encouraging his followers to pray that you and I get diseases and that we get cursed. And there was a time where he asked me to invoke Allah to curse
Oh
me.
yeah, during your debate, and he tried to mubahala on you.
Yes.
And then he pulled that little stunt, and he's like, "Oh, but you can't go down from the curse of Allah because you don't believe in Allah." Ha, 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 I got you. That was the dumbest thing anyone had ever seen.
I still can't believe that actually happened, man.
Yeah, that was. Well, we'll just say that was some Ali Dawa level dawa there.
So I sit there. He says, "Okay, well, if you believe you're right, then how about you ask Allah to punish you if you're telling the truth?" And I'm like, "Yeah, okay." As somebody who does not believe in Allah and in Islam, that's no problem for me. Allah, punish me if I'm not telling the truth. Punish me if I'm wrong about this. But how can you pray to Allah? Don't you know that you have to be a Muslim to pray to Allah? Got you. This shows that you were never a Muslim and you're ignorant. That was the dumbest attempt at logic that I have seen in my entire life.
It's Ali Dawa level dawa. That's it. It's exactly what you would expect from Ali Dawa.
Ali Dawa. Yeah, Eli Shamoon said, "Love you both." Thank you so much, Eli Shamoon. Thank you,
Eli.
Thank you, Eli. Thank you so much.
It is totally based.
Thank you. I appreciate it very, very much. Made another super chat with $199.99. Thank you. Tiger Hogan, I farted Palestine once. It just sat there like, interesting. That's interesting. Good grief, is he seriously Coffeehouse Dialogue, good grief, is he seriously implying God had sex with Mary? Burn the heretic. This isn't even about who's a hoot. Yeah, it's weird. The way you look at it, he either doesn't know how to form a logical thought to make his point, and I don't think that Nick Fuentes is a stupid person. I think he is an intelligent person. This is the problem.
You have to, if guys, keep in mind, skilled manipulators, the sorts of people who can take demented, insane ramblings and turn them into a following that will send him $13,000 a week. That requires some intelligence. You have to be smart in order to pull that off.
I don't think he's stupid. I think he's intelligent. But for him to sit there and make such a stupid argument about,
but we think Stu Peters is stupid. It's literally in his name. But go ahead.
He is very, very stupid, and I would know. I'm an expert on stupid people. As one from the community, I know my kind when I see them. And Wyckoff, Nick needs to get the Virgin Mary's name out of his disgusting mouth. Where's Will Smith when we need him?
Slap that crap out.
Celeria Rosencroft, Fuentes acts like shooting his own foot's a sport. Yeah, that's what he does. Get my Lord's mother's name out of your effing mouth. Artie wants to know Nicki Minaj's favorite pickup line. Coochie coochie coo.
And if you have a problem with me banging little toddlers, then you're basically a Jew feminist. You're a feminist. You've been indoctrinated by the feminists, and the feminists are just running the scam to increase the market value of old women. That's what it's all about. God was in on it. God himself was in on it, if that's true.
Naked Assad.
a naked Assad picture there.
Did you see those photos of Assad that they leaked, that they found in his palace?
No, is that an actual thing?
Yeah, it's he's not naked. He's just wearing these very, very short shorts.
Little Daisy Dukes.
And he's sitting
modeling
there like
his Daisy Dukes.
He's sitting there like this, and they're just mocking him over that. I don't know.
And he's like, "Honey, I told you one thing: burn the pictures, and you didn't even do that. Now I'm all over the internet."
Nick took a destiny-changing night journey, returning with white stains all over his clothes. Reminds me of a certain 7th century jizya collector. This is a good point.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
Very weird.
David, love your streams. You have great humor.
Read this another 7 times.
David, love your streams. You have great humor.
I don't know if that was just a typo or if you're trying to say.
And you are awesome host. Oh, and your co-host AP is also okay. IG. But he said Homer, so I wouldn't take this as a compliment. No.
We don't know.
Thank you, Naked Assad. Appreciate it. Doshimayan, hey, yeah, Ghazni verse 25 here. RV, I just want to say that it is not Nick's fault because he's just a poor Mexican worker who entered greatest country in the world looking for better life. This is a good point.
That is a good point. He's just a poor immigrant.
Just like
hey. Here's Nick at his interrogation. What were you doing?
Well, I was in there in my sombrero eating some tacos, listening to Los Lobos, celebrating my Mexican heritage, looking forward to Cinco de Mayo, when all these people started calling me a white supremacist. I don't know what's going on here, but it's very disturbing, very disturbing. So I feared for my life, and I pepper sprayed this woman for her anti-Mexican bigotry.
Powerful. Doing random stuff. Said good morning. At least I got to see the end of the live. Have a good day. This is not the end of your life. This is not the end of a life.
We hope you have a long life.
I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful life. I listened to the whole thing later, but I know that I will love it. So let's give some jizya in advance.
No, it's gizya. It's a
What
combination
if-
of give and jizya.
Doing random stuff. What if you decide to later watch this whole stream and it turns out to be completely disgusting and you don't like it? You think this is horrible. What are you going to do about this?
Life goes on. Life goes on.
Yeah, see, but thank you.
Oh,
Amazing
bloody,
skeptic,
oh, bloody,
rational,
life
cosmic,
goes
free
on.
thinker.
La 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 la, life goes on.
What?
Amazing skeptical, rational, cosmic, free thinking atheist.
It's kind of funny because then they have the atheist. That was from one of my live streams. I put you making a dumb face and then atheist over your head while you're crying. But it's funny because they give it the name of like every atheist channel from 10 years ago was Amazing Skeptical Rational Cosmic Free Thinking Atheist channel.
Super ultra questioning, thinking, smart, extremely intelligent, big brained, huge cosmic genetic specimen atheist.
Anyway, awesome name for a channel though.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. Yeah. Anyway, anything else, David? What are we doing tomorrow? Are we doing something tomorrow?
I was hoping to check out some of the Candace stuff while it's still going on because I looked it up. I told you I made a thumbnail, but I looked it up. There's like, I don't even know if we can cover it in one show. She did this long live stream with Pierce, this long show with Pierce on her channel. Then you got the Pierce interview. Then she did an entire show on her channel that is her acceptance speech for Anti-Semite of the Year award. Then there's all the tweets and stuff. Anyway, I have to figure out a way to narrow that down to one little thing.
Powerful. But anyway, here's a disclaimer quickly. We talked a lot about Nick Fuentes. I said this earlier as well. I feel bad for Nick Fuentes. Nobody should get rape threats and be subjected to abuse, especially not vulnerable people like Mexican Nick Fuentes.
Poor Mexican Nick Fuentes.
I would always point this out again and again.
Why are you so mean? The man is a victim.
I'm not mean. What?
When has he not taken someone's feelings about being threatened seriously? And here you are mocking his pain?
I'm not mocking anything. I'm pointing out that this is unacceptable and it's wrong. How much clearer can I possibly make it?
And aren't the gropers funny? Oh my goodness, you're not loving your neighbor. You're not loving people as you should when you're doing this. Hey, look, inspiring philosophy. Check it out. No one should be threatening to rape a Hispanic member of the LGBTQ community like Nick.
Then his guys show up. A gunman showed up with a gun and tried to kill him. The gunman is now dead. This is a bad take. If someone showed up to your house or any YouTuber's house, I hope people don't make jokes like this. In all honesty, if I was like Nick Fuentes and somebody showed up to my door to try to kill me, you should probably make jokes about me as well.
And people would.
Yeah.
Especially the gropers. Yeah. They would all be mocking you. We know that because we've seen them do it. We've seen them mock even a woman who says, "Hey, your guys here, they're threatening to rape me and my daughter." That's what they say. That's how they respond.
So think about this for a second. Nick Fuentes, his own community, his fans, actually went viral for posting an image where their giant frog creature is forcibly having sex with a woman in cartoon meme depiction, and they took a little child's face and put it on the face of that woman and said, "This is me and your daughter. These are the gropers." This is how they harassed one of their own with and with implications of child rape threats against her and her child, and then some other guy against him and his child. Nick Fuentes jumped in. All he said in response to that was, "Okay, guys, it's not a good look. Let's not do that." And then he started making fun of the woman who got the threats. And this very same guy, we are now supposed to feel sorry for him. Get the hell out of here.
Get the hell out of here!
Anyway, David, anything else?
Nope.
Only one shot. When does the stream ever end? This isn't Lord of the Rings. It is. Just because you said that, I have decided to go on for another
Let's
hour.
go another tech with it all night. We should do that one night. We should just go live all night one night.
Yeah. I still think that we should do a drinking show one day.
Oh yeah, that'd be funny. Hey, we'll just pull up seriously random Daniel Hakikachu posts and tweets, but every time he promotes banging a 5-year-old, we have to take a shot. We'll be dead before the end of the live stream, but it'll make a good point. You imagine we're actually dead by the end of the live stream of alcohol poisoning? And
it'll be funny.
It'd be good. It would send a good message about how obsessed these guys are with banging kids.
I remember I once invited what's his guy's name? I forgot his name. He's a nice guy. He's a good guy. Digital Gnosis. He has a very small channel. I invited him on one day because he's a very smart guy, and reviewed a Daniel Hakikachu debate with him, and made notes every single time that Daniel Hakikachu made a logical fallacy or said something illogical, and it was just too much. Doing something like that and drinking, taking a shot whenever he does something stupid, he says something stupid, something illogical, that would be funny. We would die. That would be cool. Anyway,
especially the only way you would survive is if you're specifically making it different fallacies.
Yeah.
Because he commits the same small handful of fallacies over and over again. In other words, he'll do the same fallacy, like black and white thinking, for instance, 20 or 30 times in a video. So if you're taking it every time he commits the same fallacy, you're not going to survive. You will die.
Yeah. That's why I think we should do it every single time he commits a fallacy.
Then we would be dead.
That's what I'm aiming for. It needs to be a good. Can you imagine? It would be amazing if
it would get attention. You're just the live stream's still going because we're both dead and we can't even turn off the live stream.
But can you imagine headlines like 2 streamers dead drinking live? It would be good. It would make for good clicks. Maybe we should try that. Yeah. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. As always, have a fantastic day. and as where is it? All right here. As they like to say in the language of the goats. And just for those who don't speak goat, here is the English version.
Stay away from Islam.